So welcome to another episode of Stalling. I have dragged these beautiful people together for another podcast, much to their objection, but they keep saying yes, so surely they don't hate it. Mathil, Quinn, and Steele, thank you for joining for another Stalling. How are you guys doing?
Yep.
I'm doing
Hey,
good, bro.
yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well, that's good. I'm happy to hear it. Mathil, you were just in Korea. I'm curious. Like, how was that?
It's pretty sick. Like it was a good time to just take a bit of time off stream for a bit. First time in 10 years.
I know.
I think we all know what it's like to, deal with let's say we know what it's like. Steel Major doesn't know what it's like to deal with the crippling paralysis of leaving your stream for a while. Whereas Steel seems to do that fucking real easy. But yeah, no, really good. I've always wanted to go to Korea, experience a bit of that culture. We mostly I went with like 5 other climbing friends, so we went basically just to bro down and do some bouldering and climbing and eat fried chicken, drink beer, do some karaoke, all that sort of shit.
That
and we did
sounds
all of
very
that,
nice.
and it was pretty good. Yeah.
I've never been to Korea. Awesome.
Well, yeah, I was actually on the forefront of finding out about that Twitch bullshit, basically. I didn't find
Yeah.
out about the, thing that it's dying, but I found out that VODs didn't exist. So that happened like back in February or some shit. But when I was there, I tried to stream and my VOD disappeared. And then I was like, wait, what the fuck? I don't have a VOD anymore? Like, am I banned or some shit? And then I'm like looking at clips and all my clips are gone. And I'm like, I can't look at any clips either. What the fuck? And then I'm looking around at all of Twitch, and turns out I can't see anything. Basically, they back in February already deleted the ability to do VODs and clips, or see them across the entire platform. So when I was connected to Korean Wi-Fi and streaming from there, nothing was being saved, and I couldn't look at anything on the Twitch platform. So then when I started using eSIM, streaming through the phone, which is like a Hong Kong eSIM, I was getting, VOD saved and all that once again.
Right. It's
so
something
that's
about
why
it's
I
like too expensive to run or something.
Yeah, supposedly it's just they were trying to cut back costs with the VOD saving and VOD watching and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's not enough because apparently, like, you get charged for your gigabyte usage on the websites. Then Twitch has to pay, so then it ends up being just fucked.
Capitalism. These a bunch of these old Korean bozos own the rights to the internet usage, and they basically extort and jack up the prices to some insane amount. And then because it's too much money, it's an infinite money glitch. So they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Right.
It's disgusting. Frankly, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
They need Korea needs to rise up. They need to rise up.
No, they got a pretty good life otherwise. So I don't know. Like, they're chilling. And I don't think anyone gives a fuck about Twitch over there, dude.
If you can't stream on Twitch, are you even like a real person or a human being, bro?
It is pretty much
do you even exist?
the most important thing a human can do. Yeah, to be involved with
Yeah.
Twitch, either being a
Exactly.
streamer, that should be what everybody should hope to aspire to.
Yeah.
We really.
Like, when I don't go live for a day, I've died basically, right? That's how it works.
You don't exist.
Yeah. You do cease to exist every time you disappear, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You truly are the best humanity has to offer. Well, now that we got that out of the way, PoE 2. I figure we talk about crossbows and the mercenary impressions. We have guns in PoE now. I even saw one YouTuber had the title PoE 2 is now a shooter, which I thought was a hilarious title. That was great. And we have WASD
shameless
movement.
clickbait.
I know. I was like, that was funny. And we have
It's kind of true though.
I mean,
like it's kind of true, like straight up. I mean, I don't know. Have you not seen all the normies going like, "Oh my god"? I've seen even Brooks is like, "Oh my god, hey GGG, when can I play the mercenary, bro?"
Yeah.
It's like straight up Shroud or someone's gonna see that shit and be like, fully, they're gonna get because there's basically is guns in Path of Exile. They've got shotguns, they got assault rifles, they got pistols.
Snipers.
I mean, it's literally guns in PoE. Which I don't even think he's lying.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm very, very excited about that. But yeah, WASD movement as well. Quinn, are you excited for that?
My only worry is that it's going to be mechanically superior by like a large margin, but then it's going to suck to play and suck to use, and then you're going to feel like you're forced into using it if it's too good. But I mean, ultimately, if we can just choose and it's not a massive advantage, then I mean, I'm hoping it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, the dream scenario is that actually it feels amazing to play WAS. I mean, I've never played an ARPG with WAS before. I mean, maybe Hades, but then you only have like 4 keybinds. You don't have to put down like 5 totems and use a fucking war banner and do some bullshit. So I don't know. I'm a little bit worried. I've decided rather than sit there and get panicked about it, I'm just gonna wait till it comes out and then give it a go whenever it comes out and then see what happens.
100%.
I think it'll be a pretty big choice. Like, let's just say left click to move and like left click to attack. A lot of people might think, yeah, it's way better to just have left click to move and disable your attack altogether, right? But a lot of people still like playing like left click to attack and just, have like a skill there and run around attacking with that. So you might think, yep, definitely the play, definitely gonna be better and streamline into that. But a lot of people are gonna be like, it's a choice. I'll fucking do it if I feel like it. But it's not gonna be like the obvious better thing.
But do you think it's gonna be like clickers in World of Warcraft? Like people clicking their buttons versus people, because I feel like the divide could be.
Maybe, but then it doesn't matter. Like you're not doing 25-man raids where someone not using WASD is holding you back. Like it's going to be irrelevant. If people want to do that and have less optimal performance, if it ends up being more optimal, then fucking whatever, right?
I think it'll be like a little bit of a middle ground where it'll depend what skill you're using. Where like something like guns, you probably will heavily benefit from it, and you don't have to like click, 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 click all the time. And it'll allow for some more cool spell choices. So I don't know. I do think it'll be pretty objectively better for the skills that it is made for, though. I think that's fine. And then having it as an option for anything else is just really good. Steel, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm too headed for this kind of stuff. I just need to try it. Like Quinn said, I haven't really played an ARPG with WAS before, so it's hard to even imagine. I'm so ingrained and used to my keybinds. Like, it's like I don't even know what buttons I'm pressing half the time. I just do. So I just have to try it because I'm so used to the way we play PoE today. Like I haven't even tried the dodge roll because I didn't get to play PoE 2 yet, so I don't even know what that feels like. So
Fuck.
Yeah, because you were
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, Sag.
Yeah, no, it was pretty fun. I think you must be the only streamer that was at ExileCon that didn't get to try PoE 2.
Yeah, I was probably the only streamer at ExileCon shitting myself in a bathroom for like 12 hours. But yeah.
I doubt you were the only one doing that, dude. Like,
well,
that
maybe
would've been
after.
somewhat
Maybe
common.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was there too, and I have IBS, so representing. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But I think we're that's pretty much all the stuff with PoE 2. I'd rather talk more about PoE 2 when we're closer to that, because Affliction starts tomorrow, and
dude.
I know. Log
I'll
in.
mention about PoE 2 once real quick. I thought the mercenary looked pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
I had it kind of written off as a sort of ascendant or subclass, whatever, because I was looking at plenty of the others and I was like, yeah, crossbow thing looks kind of whatever. But then seeing the gameplay and seeing the reveal, it kind of sold me on the idea. I was like, okay, I'm actually pretty excited to do mercenary. That looked like a very cool concept, and it looked like it'll play better than most of the stuff we tried out when we were there. That's my opinion on that.
I mean, all of the PoE 2 classes look so different from PoE 1, so it's going to be so much fun stuff to explore. So I'm very excited.
A little bit of meta discussion as well. Do you guys think like they should just shut the fuck up about PoE 2 stuff and just do PoE 1 stuff, and then just drop a big PoE 2 trailer and information dump whenever that we're gonna be able to play the beta or something? Because it kind of almost ruins the hype a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a tad. Because they say PoE 2 and I'm like,
Yeah, so I think it's not just that. It's more like a time and a place. I know I saw so many comments about the way they were doing PoE 2, and just like, I think it was more the quantity. A lot of people felt that it was like a large amount of PoE 2, so it actually started being reminiscent of the way Diablo was promoting Diablo Immortal at the start. So, like, which I thought was a little unfair, But just having them like separated isn't a bad idea. Like, hey, now, like, especially because people are so excited for what's coming now, right? Like, PoE2 is super
Yeah.
hype for a lot of people, but Affliction is starting now, and that's what everyone is so excited for. So a lot of people are like, yeah, PoE2, that's exciting, but that's 6 months away. We want to hear about Affliction right now. So it was a bit like
Bro, what
drawn
is
out.
that take? That it's like immortal.
Okay, that was something I saw
saying.
other people post. I didn't agree with that.
I get what he's saying.
Why is it worth mentioning? Like,
I get what he's saying. If they
said
would
that.
imagine if they had a forced segment where if they had forced us like 45 minutes of Pee-wee Mobile, bro. Imagine if they forced us like that. That would be. I mean, that would be directly what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
I think it just puts a bit of a dampener on. It's like they should just save their shit up and then release it
True.
whenever Pee-wee 2's we're about to play beta or something, so we can get hyped about it then. You know, I don't know.
True.
It's
Yeah,
a bit of it's a weird thing to complain about, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hot take. It was worse than the model because a model was at the front. You could just ignore that. This was in the middle, like the Q&A discussion for about 20 minutes. It was right in the middle, right after the PoE Affliction news. Like I wanted to hear more about the Affliction Q&A, but they jumped into this deep dive for the the shooty boy. So
no, I mean, it still started out the PoE stuff, so it is one-to-one in that. And then you're talking about the Q&A. I mean, fuck a Q&A. Like, the whole revealing announcement is the thing. If you want to hang around for the Q&A, then you're kind of a die-hard fan that wants to know all the more info about everything Path of Exile.
That's fair.
Not just PoE 1, PoE 2 as well.
speak for yourself, Mathel. I like PoE 1. All right, I'm a PoE 1 enjoyer. Okay.
That's because you haven't tried PoE 2. What the fuck did you know? Like,
Hashtag Pee-wee Classic, dude.
It was a choice. Hashtag
it
no
was a choice.
changes.
Hashtag no, fair enough.
Oh
Yeah. No, it does actually remind me a little bit of, I can't remember what league they did this with. But like Quinn said, I think saving it up is actually a really good idea because there was one league, and maybe one of you guys remembers, but they announced the next expansion, but that was 3 months in the future. So they were like, these are all the cool bosses and there's so much cool stuff coming 6 months from now or 3 months from now. But now on Friday, you're getting this stuff. Oh yeah, it was the one where they announced Ascendancies. They're on Parandus League, and they announced like 2 and 1. So yeah, I do think like keeping them separated is pretty good.
I don't know. It's too late. They've like blown their load with PoE2 like announcements and like the fact that it's coming and it's a big thing and it's in the future. They basically have to at this stage
Keep the hype
constantly bring it up and remind you and be like, hey, this thing's still coming. We are working on it. Here's more news about it. They can't just like put the genie back in the bottle and
That's
go
true.
Ignore it.
That's true. That's fair.
You definitely can't save it up.
It just has
You
to
definitely
happen.
can't. You can't just separate it as a separate live stream and do it like just save it up. I mean,
As a separate
I'm
live
just
stream,
saying-
maybe.
yeah. I mean, whatever. It's a small thing, but I'm just saying in terms of min-maxing hype. Speaking as a streamer, ultimately, we understand hype. All right, and there's dampeners. But okay, anyway, I don't want to fucking. This is just a quick passing comment I wanted to make. As I say,
Yeah.
why not?
That's fair.
Yeah, keep it fucking loose. It's a nothing podcast about nothing. We can talk derail for 30 minutes on
That's
PoE2.
true.
Like Ziz's topic
Holy.
list can fuck itself. It doesn't matter if we get around to like every little dot point. And
I don't
Did-
care.
did you-
I-
Did you read it, Mathel, or you just like
I
nice?
saw this wall of text. I'm like,
Looked at it.
whatever.
it's
who
just like a
fucking-
general suggestion for things we can talk about.
Holy.
I mean, did you read it?
No,
And
Shahi
then
read it.
prepare fucking bullet points for every
Okay, I copied
subtopic
it
you're going to talk about.
Okay, I copy and pasted it from Discord onto like a document that I could read from.
Wow.
Okay. But I haven't read it all yet. Okay.
Oh,
so-
organized. I'm impressed.
I didn't even know there was a
Holy.
list. Like straight up.
That does not surprise me. The
That's
only
the next level.
the only reply I get from Quinn about podcast is cock, and I just have to assume that means yes. I don't even ask Steel, by the way. I just always assume that Steel's gonna say yes, and Math will have to be like, "Mathel, you want to go?" And you're like, "Fine."
Mhm.
I just assume he'll drag me kicking and screaming. so-
Yeah, Steel doesn't really get a choice.
No, you don't have a choice.
That's good. What do you think about the league
Sick.
mechanic? It looks a bit Delve-like to me. Like I was getting Delve vibes.
You mean because of the
Mhm.
light radius thing with the
Yeah.
cart? Well, the wisp, I guess, is the cart now, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at
Seems
least
to
it
me
looks
like
like a
a
delve.
yeah.
No, you go,
I
Sil.
think-
You go, Sil.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you go.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm curious how it actually works because maybe you guys can answer this for me live on the podcast because I haven't done my homework. But are you supposed? Is it like its own separate thing every time you enter the underground area? So it's not like delve in that way, right? And furthermore, how do you
Mhm.
make progression into finding the NPCs then? Like, are we expected to find the NPCs every map? Is that how the reward?
So,
Is
so
that
the
how the loot goes?
NPCs were RNG. So they said you could
Ram.
technically get them early, but it is RNG, so you won't necessarily get them early.
Okay. Furthermore, there's 3 wisps, right? Are you
Mm-hmm.
supposed to follow the colors? Is that how it
I think
works?
so.
Like,
I think
so there's
so.
gonna be
You
like,
find the one you want, right? So if you want to get the
right.
rewards for like the little trinkets, you can like see, oh shit, the purple ones. Let me go chase the purple ones. The way I understand it is like they explain it like your TP. It's kind of like you TP into this giant fucking area, and you just get randomly put on a map. And it's like a delve, which you can go whatever direction you want, and then there'll be certain incentives where you'll understand, oh, these rewards are this way, or these rewards are that way, and you can increase your chances of farming particular, types based on the colors you're looking for. Which
Well-
there'll probably be like optimal min maxy things, right? For like, oh shit, if I get all the purple juice and the yellow juice, and it juices my map up or something, right? There'll be like a
Yeah.
Right.
min maxing.
There is that separate extra mechanic, right, with the buffing. Yeah.
And there was this one I'm not 100% sure about either. So the wisps is the sentinel like mechanic, right? That gives basically empowerment, it makes them rippier. But
Mhm.
was that also in the normal maps? Like in Act 4 and stuff, Act 5? Or is that only inside the delve like feature?
No, it's the other way around, right?
No, that comes out. You do the
Yes,
little
it's
thing
not in
in the
both.
delve-like feature,
No,
and then you come out with your wisp quantity or whatever the fuck,
Right.
and then
It's
it
not in both.
empowers stuff in your map.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's always after I've been inside the mechanic. So I won't just like
Correct.
randomly run into like a Giga empowered innocence without having been in
Correct.
the. Okay, that makes more sense.
No,
I wasn't 100%
It's
sure.
kind of like a delirium mirror. Like you would trigger it
Yeah.
at the start of or near the start of a map, and then empower stuff later. If you ignore it and then come back for it later, you're going to empower nothing after like clearing the map, basically.
So I'm just gonna go in the Kitava zone, and then I'm gonna have a triple empowered Kitava that just like punk. Great.
Yeah, would not
I
recommend.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to say you won't be doing that because you're playing
No.
hardcore, so you will fucking avoid it like the plague.
Well,
Very fun.
well, that's the problem. I usually don't. Steel does.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't.
let this test it.
I
I'll let
do
this
the link
test it.
mechanic.
All right. I
It's an
expect to see a
interesting
rip clip.
dichotomy, bro. It's opportunity cost, right? Ultimately, and it requires more brain than just kind of smashing your face into whatever and just hoping you don't die, like in softcore, bro.
Yeah.
Right,
You
so
know,
just
they
avoid
actually-
everything. Yeah, no, that's a real tough
No,
choice to
I
make.
mean opportunity. Sometimes you might take the risk because you think it's actually the reward here is worth it. Most of the other times you
Yeah.
won't because it's not worth it.
Speaking of this, this kind of leads into ultimatum, right? Because now
Oh.
it's 10, and you always get 10, right?
Up
So
to 10, yeah, I think so.
yeah, so basically Reddit threads, right? This mechanic sucks. It's overtuned because they're trying to get to 10 waves at like level 60, or is it map
Ooh.
only or whatever? But yeah,
I think
Well, if you-
ultimatum's
if
only
you
shop
couldn't
in
look-
maps, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be stupid, right? If you could, I mean, I don't think they're that dumb, right? Surely they're gonna understand that's the point of the league mechanic. Like, you're not supposed to beat it every time. It's supposed to be like a, greed versus. I mean, yeah, if it didn't kill you, then it's not done
Yeah.
right, is it?
I don't
We've already gone
know.
through ultimatum and like that sort of scale where you go, okay, there's a divine at 7. I shouldn't go any further because it's fucking difficult. Like we've already gone through that. I don't think that's going to be a big issue.
To be fair, it goes to
If
10
it's-
now, right? Did it?
Yeah.
It was 8
10
It goes
or
up to
13.
13 if you like spec
Yeah.
into it. But yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise 10. So yes, there's going to be people going up to like trying to get to 13 and just dying constantly, going, oh, this is fucking hard and stupid. It's like, well, you kind of picked the thing that is, only going to be for like really strong characters that can take on damn near everything.
I do wonder how hard 13 is going to be because people were asking me about like, do you think totem builds and minions are going to be able to do it? And I'm like, well, it depends. Is it going to be like wave 30 Simulacrum? If so, like your EA totem is probably going to get like butchered down, right? Whereas is it going to be like tier 19 type maps? Then it's probably fine.
It won't be that bad. It's just like, the last few portions of a ritual, basically. It's going to get more and more like just fuck tons of mobs, and like you'll also have like bad map mods basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on your build because it's like you could get a bunch of shit that doesn't affect you at all, right? Or you could get a bunch of shit that completely disables your build and makes it impossible, which is which is the mastery aspect of it. Which I don't know. Ultimate
Yeah.
is a great mechanic, but fuck actually launching it on SFHC, bro. Okay,
Yeah,
are you
asking
guys
for
are
a
you guys
friend.
starting off?
Wait, you don't like Ultimatum?
Yeah,
Huh?
no, I'm saying I like Ultimatum, but I'm saying, are you launching? Are you lead starting Ultimatum?
I won't be specking into it early, but I will be doing Ultimatum when I see it.
Yeah. I'll do Ultimatum as a mid game. The early game for everybody, and you don't get a choice. Everyone has to do this. All right, is Expedition Essence Harvest. All right, nobody gets a choice. All right, everybody take those points. It is what it is. But then after that, maybe I'll go Ultimatum. After that.
I would disagree with you there, because I didn't do that last 2 leagues, but it was
Same.
both leagues the whole time was
then quit
complaining that
very
it
early.
was a
Yeah,
massive mistake.
exactly.
Yeah, it was just terrible. I would, yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. 100% true. Yep.
So I actually have
That's
a
why
different. I have a different strategy there. To harvest, I've been going like, "Hey, Steel, do you have 6,000 yellow essence? Hey, Steel, do you have like 4 blessings?" And the guy just like comes in your hideout, trades it to you, and then leaves. And then he forgets about the fact that I borrowed loads of essence, and I skipped the harvest stage.
He took all my crystallized life force, boys. You know the white
Literally,
one.
like 7. It was great. Yeah, we're doing
I mean,
Brolo self-found again.
I'll throw a wrench in your little plan there and say that it's actually pretty fun with the new keystone, like doing harvest. So I don't know, skipping it's
I did
not
try it a
that
little.
worth anymore.
Yeah.
I tried it for like, I don't know, the second half of the league, and it's pretty fun because like it's like kind of a slot machine dice roll in that
Yeah.
sense where you like go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to get this time. Maybe I'll get like a couple of tier 4 dudes and, you know, huge beefed up plots. But then sometimes you walk in, you go, oh, these plots are shit, and you go, fuck it, I'm out. So instead of like going in and having to do each one and like go, yep, I'm going to get a little bit here, or there, you're basically eliminating it some of the time because you see it and you go, yep, it's shit, and then you can skip it, or you walk in, there's lots of plots, and then you go, let's see what we get. And it's actually really fun. Like, it made Harvest much more engaging and fun for me when I kind of have been ambivalent about it for like a year now.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Mm.
I thought it was fascinating that Harvest Keystone in particular, because people spreadsheet the shit out of it and they determine like, is it 3% better, is it 2% worse? And the reality is, it's more enjoyable, right? Because of what
Yeah.
Mathel's saying. It's a fun keystone to use, and that's kind of the value. Have you tried it, Quinn?
I've never used it, and I haven't spent Harvest in like 3 or 4 leagues, bro. So
What the how do you? Wait, you play
yeah,
Sacred, or?
I haven't even. I'm not even planning to go Harvest this league. I was just planning to go Expedition Essence, and that's it.
You
craft
too.
your glory?
You too
Wow.
should do Bro SF. That would be super good content.
Oh shit.
Bro SF. Wait, that's. I mean, don't wrong. It does sound kind of cool.
It's
but
super
at the same
fun.
time,
Mathel taking the dog for a walk again.
Yeah, there's no way
shit,
Quinn would ever get away with that in his channel because he'd just get like bullied into getting carried by that, you know, whoever he's with. Oh, fucking carried by that person, and none of his achievements in that league would matter. So he wouldn't be allowed to do that with his
you're totally
with his
right.
community.
No,
It's
you're
super
right. But no,
fun.
it's not even that. It's just I just don't want. It's like one of those things where it would just be annoying, right? Like it doesn't matter what I would do, they would spam that shit. But then at the same time, I could just ignore them, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I could just ignore them.
Like, I will say, like, Bro SF with Steel is my most enjoyable league. Like, it's the coolest thing I've done. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, basically it's like SSF plus because it's just SSF, but you get someone to play with. So it's nice.
Add a bunch of pluses on, a bit of caveats, and then yeah, there you go. It's all good.
You should think about it. I would watch that. That would be so cool. You could even like technically you could play both softcore and hardcore because Methel enjoys softcore, so you could have a softcore league, and Quinn could just delete shit when he dies.
That'd be so toxic, though. That'd be so toxic. Methel running around with like 15 million DPS, and Quinn is like 7k life and half a mil.
Yeah, but wait, then I couldn't trade with him, bro, because he'd have unethical softcore gear, bro.
You
it
could.
wouldn't work.
It would just be a hybrid. It's a 1 league thing. It's still good content.
I don't think it makes sense.
I definitely am down to do something like this. I absolutely am keen. I'm not even kidding. I'm keen as fuck. And dude, I'm thinking like a Cuxia 2.0 angle, like LAN party group found,
Well,
except
I
real
will
life,
come
bro.
for that. I will come for
Like
that.
that would be lit, bro. All right, it's dude. The Cuxia 2.0, by the
But
way,
that's in like
is
2026, right?
it's slated
Yeah.
to be actually. So we've finally had the consent sent. So that means within a month we're gonna get it back, and they can actually start building. So then it could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
as quick as 5 months. It could be
Yo,
5
Quinn.
months.
I just realized something. The Cuck Shed
So-
will come out after GTA 6.
No, no, dude, no.
You know, the last time we did this
No
podcast
shot.
was before XLCon, and you were like, "This, it might be ready for XLCon. It might,
Yeah,
might."
Yeah.
Sag.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
NZ, bro, it's fucking bullshit. They have so much bullshit about like all this, so much bureaucracy, trash. I mean, it's to keep the houses safe or whatever, and make sure they're like paper houses that fall over, but it's still complete bullshit.
This has this exact same, well, not exact same, but a similar problem with building as well. I don't know if you want to tell the stories is about your
No, I'm traumatized. I don't like getting
Yeah.
people to build stuff for me.
yeah, he's had his own
Ooh.
drama.
Relatable, dude.
Yeah.
These fucking millionaire problems. Can't relate. Can't relate at all. Just
You buy
sitting
like
here
a
playing my
super
video
fancy
game.
car.
Oh yeah, I dropped fucking 50 grand on a car fucking 5 years ago. I'm a
Mustang.
huge conglomerate millionaire, just
I
like
think you're
you
doing
guys.
alright.
Building fucking houses and flying cunts across the world into my house just to hang out and shake your hand.
I
Yeah,
haven't done that yet. Okay,
Yet.
7 p.m. though. Hmm.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm so hyped if you guys do Bro SF. That'd be so cool. Even as a mid-league thing, if you don't do it as league start. What else was it about the league mechanic? Oh, the Ascensions. They look fucking hype, especially for early on. Like the Magi. I think Steel is particularly excited about. It's like 30% movement speed on one of the things if you don't have any sockets in your movement in your boots. And is it 50 res in helmet? And I can't remember what the glove thing is.
25% max life with none in gloves, 30% movement speed. Yeah, so yeah.
That's so
And
crazy.
double defenses from body armor.
Can you imagine?
Did you see the did you see the box skin thing?
No,
They just announced it.
I have not.
yeah. So
Well, I saw the Boskin details and I was not that impressed, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
What is
I was
it?
like, okay, that's kind of cool, but at the same time, the things that it'd be OP for, it's not. It wouldn't be that OP because you would get hit a bunch, and then it would not be. It would just unless you're using it as a multiplier to your evasion chance.
Personally, I
mean,
think
what do you-
box skin solves every Jung Roan POB that I've looked at. Because he ends up about 15k armor, maybe 20k. This is a 150% increased armors with 10
Oh.
box skin.
And 25%
So-
reservation?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then it's also is it 15 flat? Yeah, I think it's 15 flat
15
reduction,
flat
right?
fizz, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so you just
But it
don't
also
take fizz.
doesn't. It also doesn't like immediately wipe it off. It's like per hit as well.
Yeah.
So like I think
hybrids.
crab barriers are the other way around, and that's kind of how I was expecting it to be as well. But this, yeah, you can like take 10 hits to get back down to your initial state, but you're still gaining them as well.
I might use that early. A few of my POB struggles a little on fizz mitigation until you get a coil or something, so it could be good to patch that up.
Yeah, it's also 20% more evasion when you have all
Where
your
do you
stacks
see
depleted.
this? I can find it.
It's in the
Didn't
FAQ.
frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
They just updated it like maybe 2 hours ago or something, 3 hours ago, a few hours
oh
ago.
cool.
They also
I-
detailed some penance mark stuff, which also is OP. Oh.
Excellent. Gain 1 bark each second if you haven't been hit. Cool. I see it.
This is some pussy shit though. Okay, jug mains. I don't see jug mains using this very often. I'm gonna be honest, still.
No,
Okay,
no,
right?
no,
Like that's
it's not for the jugs.
It's a hybrid pussy shit where you have both armor and evasion. Okay, like it's some
Yes,
beta
yeah.
shit, bro.
Exactly, but you know,
Yeah, it's exactly why I'm not gonna use it. I was hoping like, oh shit, some stuff that I can use to multiply my armor. I go armor stacking, even more armor. Hell yeah, log in, you know. But no, it wasn't that.
Unlucky.
It wasn't designed for that purpose. It was designed
I
for the
know.
purpose, like exactly as he said, like kind of a hybrid thing to
Yeah,
solve
soy
some of the
betas.
hits for evasion
builds.
dudes. Mm.
But yeah, the ascendancies look crazy in general. Like we have the tinctures, we have the charms, and then we have the warlock, and we're gonna be able to swap between them. The only thing I didn't understand about the swapping was if I swap, like, let's say that I've completed all 3 of the quests. Can I swap between them freely, or will I have to redo everything?
You should read the
Mine is
FAQ. It's
Is
in
that
the
it?
FAQ.
You swap
Mm.
between them freely.
Oh,
Your
that's
progress is
amazing.
saved.
Yeah, as long as you've done it once, you can just swap back. It's one regret per point.
Oh yeah, I see. That's so cool.
You can't do it like right before you go to a boss. You have to
Yeah.
you have to actually go into a map, find a cunt inside the map, and then talk to him and tell him like, "Yo, change me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to read the FAQ, sadly. I've just been spamming videos. Quantity over quality.
Holy.
That's fun though. There's so much potential. It's kind of crazy that we're getting like a second ascendancy.
Yo, I was
Yeah.
thinking, do you think they're gonna give us a? Do you think they're gonna give us a brittle tincture? What do you guys reckon? We're gonna get brittle tincture.
Riddle. What do you
'Cause
mean? Like you
I
get
w- Yeah, all damage can cause brittle.
Is Brittle
Right?
even
No.
that good anymore?
It's 5%
yes,
base
it's still
crit.
pretty fucking good. But
Okay. I was thinking the
why
boost
would
then.
you think that? Didn't like they
Well-
list the ones, just the names of them, and
Well, they had to ignite. They had poison, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, well, this is elemental element. We haven't. It's not that showed us all of them, right? Do you
I
think
thought,
we're
I
gonna
thought
get
the
brittle?
list was
Do you think
there
we're gonna get sap?
from like the filter or something. Filter info.
Oh, it is
Didn't-
too.
Oh, really?
Didn't-
Wait, what do you
didn't they
mean?
have-
So the
I'm pretty sure you were fucking looking at it on your stream.
was looking at a POEDB thing, but I thought he just uploaded all
Yeah.
the data. I thought he just uploaded the. I don't think we actually know. Do we? I mean, fuck.
Well, the filter implies there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. There's 8 tinctures. So
Yeah.
if we know, do we know the details of 8? Someone in chat said we're missing 3.
Ah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I don't
this
think they're
dog.
going to be.
So we don't have the brittle one
Uh,
yet, Quinn. Don't worry.
Yeah, copy
Yeah,
him.
I mean,
I think
maybe.
there's zero chance there's a fucking brittle one because you're basically going to be replacing what is currently one of the most expensive and powerful sublime visions in the game of hatred. Lets you deal brittle,
Yeah, well, it's
and all of a sudden you're just going
temporary-
to get that on a tincture randomly.
temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's temporary. I mean, yeah, tinctures are OP. I mean, you get the elementalist ascendancy, bro. Basically, like in these other ones. I mean, shit. Why would they not give us that? Goddamn.
Because the elemental ascendancy just for attacks. It's like, it's still very specific in that regard. And currently the elemental
Well, that would be-
ascendancy isn't
that would
even
be
that
brittle for
expensive. It's not
attacks.
seen as that.
Well, the brittle one would just be for attacks as well. I mean, Matha, we can hope. All right, here we can. All right, I'm believing. What do you guys think
Sure,
about penance mark? Any penance mark gamers?
It's gonna be
Mm.
broken for something. Like maybe maybe like a 2 APS strike skill. So 1 hit to generate the dudes, and the second hit bops, and you get the Giga Splash or some shit.
Yeah, snapshot it, bro. Do some fucking hella damn, boy. And you know they give you vile souls as well as they give you flash charges, as well as
Yeah.
they give you the on kill shit. Like so you get frenzies and stuff from Blood Rage. I mean, it's looking pretty tight. It's looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at it for some cast on melee kill stuff for the first time in a long time because I'd played that like many years back and it needed something for single target, obviously. And now it's kind of there, so it might actually be pretty spicy for some weird hybrid situation.
Yeah. I mean, you have your work cut out for you this thing. You're just gonna be spamming like whole new builds. This is like Matha League. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to really change much for quantity or quality, like, as you just said. I don't think it's going to change much in that regard because I basically unless I actually like change up my system, because I usually do a build every 4 or 5 days or so, right? And that's kind of the amount of time I need to get a build to the end, fleshed out, figured out, try some end game and stuff. And that's usually about 20 builds a league if I'm going to play the entire league. It can't really change unless I start going, okay, I'm going to play way more and do like 3 every 3 days, and then all of a sudden I'm doing fucking 30 builds. So there might just be some slightly weirder shit happening here or there, but I mean, it's just a whole bunch of new ideas is all it is, really. It's just a whole bunch of stuff to look at and concoct. So it's good. It's fun, for sure.
Yeah, and then on top of the builds, we have like all the 3 new ascendancies. I can't wait, and like enables so much flexibility too. Steel, any of the new ascendancies you were particularly excited about?
So I'm more excited about the charm ascendancy because that
Hmm.
flexibility is really nice. It's 3 charms, and you get something like maybe what would you guys say, like a third of the power, maybe a quarter
1/3.
of the power? Yeah, a third maybe. So you're getting
That's a
like what?
half.
Yeah, nearly a full ascendancy point per thing. It's actually what, like half an ascendancy extra basically.
Yeah.
So that's and because it does something that we haven't had before, where it branches out to like across any ascendancy now. So we can finally get Pathfinder with the cultist pops, which finally settles the dispute between Pathfinder and cultist. Pathfinder's better. Get over it. So I'm definitely more of a fan of the charm ascendancy. And then the backpack thing is just nice. Like that's just that's just nice, right?
Yeah.
Then the tincture thing is attack skill, so it's trash. And then the warlock thing, I don't know how to use the blood magic stuff properly yet. I'm gonna have to like let someone else smarter than me figure that out. So
You're missing
Yeah.
out on such a big portion of the game for fun still. Like, I know the best thing is the best thing, and it's the funnest thing. But my god, man, if you look at like the past, I don't know, fucking 40 builds I played the past 2 leagues, like most of the funnest ones are attack based. It's fucking fun to run in and attack some shit. And especially if you scale it really strong. You can fucking throw a mage blood on this shit. It'll be OP. Just fucking hit stuff, man. It's fun.
I was
know-
watching Quinn watch your video, and your definition of fun is fucking frenzy strike, dude. It's a fucking frenzy.
And when's the last time you tried that? When's the last time you
Here,
fucking
okay,
went all in on
wait,
some shit
I-
like that?
I'll take that like fucking 10 years ago or something.
I want to
Exactly.
interject here. I want to interject. You both play like between 600 to 800 hours a league. So it seems like you're both doing the right thing. You're both clearly having fun. So I think you're both on the right track
Only
here.
one of us is right, Ziz.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and say I'm the right one because I
Yeah,
play
yeah.
throughout the entire fucking league and have fun the whole league. This guy burns out after a month and disappears off the face of the earth.
I'm a,
Just fucking
He just
watching Quinn
condenses his
69
hours
streams.
more.
the brightest stars, Mathel. Burn the quickest.
But you literally both play the league almost the same amount. It's just like condensed over time or not.
Mhm.
Jesus.
Shit.
It's
Sure.
fun though.
Ultimately,
And then-
boys, you know, it's about the journey. All right, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
As long as you're having fun on the way,
See?
boys, that's all that matters.
As
You know?
a disclaimer, meme. Okay, meme. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was also memeing. I didn't mean any of that.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. No, it'll be cool. I'm so excited for the what are they called again? Not specters. Forgot the name. The Warlock of the Mist thing.
Phantasms?
Phantasms, thank you. I really wonder on the cooldown on that. Have they posted that in the FAQ?
Mhm. Yeah, they
1
have.
second.
Yeah, it's all in
1
their FAQ,
second.
dude.
I should read.
You should.
Yeah.
No more than once per second. That's
it-
huge.
It wouldn't even take that long. It'll take like 4 minutes to get through
I
the whole
know, but I
FAQ.
recorded 9 videos yesterday, and I've done 5 today, and I'm doing another 4 after this. So
What if we can make your video better, bro? Like straight up, think about it.
Well,
they tell you,
I'll
they
do
tell you
another
details like
video.
zombie news.
I'll do another
All
video where
sorts
I'm
of shit in
going
there.
through the FAQ. That'll be a good one.
Fucking this guy here wiping his tears away with money. He's just like, oh, it's too hard to read this. I'm putting out too many views, getting all the views instead.
Content brain. Jesus.
Well, I get you guys to educate me on loads of things now, so that's great. Well, no more than once per
Bro.
second is great, though. I was worried it was gonna be like a 5 or 8 second cooldown or something.
You can scale it too, Ziz, so you can get like 6 maybe with
Wow,
maybe a Deadeye.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bunch of
that's
market picks.
awesome. Also, reading has never been my strong suit ever. So,
Yeah, which is why you should work on your weaknesses.
mm. So I have you, Methel. So I have you.
They also announced the effigy for the Warlock Ascendancy, and it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Why? What is it?
It looks scuffed.
It's your least favorite mechanic in the game. Literally put into a thing you speak into, bro. Like log in.
Does it work
Like, what do you
like
what do you
the
think this
monster
is?
effigy?
What's your most hated mechanic in the games is that you think should be deleted and removed?
I want to say reflect
From
just
how-
as a joke, but
Proximity bubbles. Say proximity bubbles.
wait, is it proximity bubbles?
No, but I'm saying you should say
Oh.
that as your least like
Oh,
mechanic.
yeah, I actually don't like proximity bubbles.
You know that effigy
Yeah.
things is that when
Yeah.
it takes damage, you take damage.
The
It's
one that was like buggy for a while and we would get one shot on hardcore.
Yeah, it's basically you do that to yourself.
So it's like thorns, advanced thorns.
Yeah, it's
No.
weird. I think for softcore maybe you could do some fun stuff with it, but for hardcore, it takes 200% more damage. So if
Did
that
you,
if that gets hit, you're gonna die basically.
did you play
I might-
Guardian this league at all? The Ascendancy?
So I just tried my first guardian because I'm starting falling zombies, and we can talk more about our starter builds and stuff later. But I wasn't sure if it was gonna have any clear or not. So just to have a safe fallback option, I'm doing guardian SRS, and then I played that for the first time, and oh my god, that feels amazing.
All right, so that big minion you get, right?
Yeah.
The thing that you summon, that's basically the effigy. It takes some damage for you, but it can take a fuck ton of extra damage and get you killed as well.
We don't
Oh.
know how much because it might have a small health pool, or it might have some massive damage reduction, right? Because they don't say you take 200% of what it takes, but it could say, oh, it only takes 75% of damage, or it could say, oh, it only takes, or it could have a small health pool or something with good recovery, which would make it pretty good. I feel like so it depends on like what the stats of the minion are, whether or not it makes it good or bad, right?
That's true, but at face value, it looks like it would kill you in hardcore. At face value.
What if it said it takes 90%? What if it says it has a 90% DR on the minion, bro? Then it's like log in. I'm putting that shit on. I'm just fucking going Warlock just for that one talent, Which
Yeah,
obviously probably won't, but
yeah, the way they've described it as is, it doesn't seem like it has anything cool like that. But yeah, that would be, yeah.
Well, they never tell us the minion stats, right? Like, we never know the minion stat until you like get in there, right? So,
Yeah, that's
to
true.
see.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's interesting. I mean, there'll be a lot of things to play around with. I learned so much better visually too by actually trying things. So even when going through all the T gems, I'm like, yeah, this is great and it sounds cool. I really want to see it. I really want to actually like play with it. I can't wait.
Oh, just thought of something fucked up.
Mhm.
So, Khan's obviously going to do the Bone Shatter Splash penance mark thing, right? What if he does the Dark Effigy and we get another clip where he summons the Effigy and the Brain Blast or some shit? Holy.
No, no way. Oh, he
Oh.
has the best deaths. All right.
Sorry, what are you guys saying?
No, I figured we could start talking about T gems. They're removing lab enchants, they're removing alt quality gems, and they're removing threshold jewels. And so for those wondering who haven't been up to date, the font in lab now will let us get transfigured gems. And we can get that in normal lab too. I've seen a lot of confusion about that, but you will get transfigured gems as early as normal lab. But I'm guessing a lot of those options we saw, like turn into empowered gem, give gem XP, that's probably what we get in like cruel and merciless lab. Like we probably just get more different options other than T gems. I'm assuming.
Probably.
But yeah, we have was it 4 batches that are out already, and we're getting the 5th and final one today. There's so many. Like there's so many. And I've already been told that Quinn69 is league starting a transfigured gem.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What, dude? And speaking of transfigured gems, I think it's kind of based. It's kind of based from the devs. Like, I don't know if you're seeing what they're doing. They're getting like the skills and they're simplifying it in a good way that like doubles down on what the essence of the ability actually is. Which I feel like a lot of skills in this game had a bunch of bloat, a bunch of bullshit, and they're just cutting all that out, and they're just really getting to what at the core what the gem is. Which it's some base game design, and it's like they're keeping the complexity, but then they're making it more simple, which I think is fucking. That's what you want to do. Things you want to refine shit, and GGG did. So hats off for this fucking patch.
The splitting steel
No.
thing is a perfect example of that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the stealth skills, all the fucking all the fucking bullshit. Where you're like, let me just put this like ethereal knife shit on, and it's like a fucking paragraph pops off. Like you're a new player, and you see like a paragraph of text come up when you like high over your level 1 skill or whatever. Like that's not a good experience for anyone. Because you just like, do I need a degree just to understand this fucking low level gem?
I kind of agree because in a way they were talking about how they really want to, and in PoE 2 they really want to decrease the complexity without removing any depth. And I was like, how are they gonna do
Mm.
that? Like, isn't this just gonna make the game stupider? And I don't know, like when they're doing stuff like this, I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see what you're talking about. So that's really cool. What was the what's the gem you're starting, Quinn? It was something of extremes.
Wild Strike, bro. Wild Strike of Extreme. There was actually a massive breakthrough. So I was watching the Mathel video. And so Mathel, you understand who told you about because I was basing my Wild Strike theory crafting on the wiki. And the wiki was fucking wrong as of I guess the latest patch. And because it said explicitly in the wiki, you cannot hit a monster twice, even if it returns, shit will not hit twice. Which you're in the video. The second I saw you, I saw like one frame of gameplay. I was like, why is he using return? Is he fucking retarded? What is math stupid? I was like, what? He's not retarded. It must work. And then halfway through the video, it works. Where'd you find out about that? Like, where'd this tech come from?
I mean, first of all, I am retarded. Second of all, I tried it. Like, I just simply tried it. I tried it, I think when I first picked up a Nimmy's like a league or two ago. I didn't pick one. I bought one for like memes or some shit. And I was trying it out. I'm like, oh, that'd actually be sick if it worked with Wild Strike. That'd be so cool. Just because, like all this return shit. So then I tried it and it didn't work. And I'm like, well, that's sad. And then my build idea for like this freeze pulse wild strike thing is over. But then when they put return proj in the game, they like changed some wording on some shit in some places. And I tried it again with return proj, and I'm like, I think it's double hitting. And then I like went deeper and made sure it was double hitting, and it was definitely double hitting at that point. I'm like, okay, we're in. Wild Strike's working. Let's fucking do it.
Nice.
And then I looked at the wiki as well, and it said it doesn't work. I'm like, well, that's fucking outdated because it's currently working. So fucking whatever.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean that's great. Well, how can they update? So wait, how the fuck did they? Because they changed the mechanics of Wild Strike then, right? Did
It's
someone
like-
watching your
it's-
stream who was like, "Oh, that's bullshit. Like, let's just add it in," and then we'll just won't tell anyone, Because what the fuck?
Because they like reworked something to do with Vengeance Cascade and Return Proj. There was lots of stuff happening with that, like from patch to patch or from league to league. There was like Nimmies, then Vengeance Cascade, Return Proj, all this stuff. So stuff is changing all the time. And then I'm like, okay, let's try it out again. And everyone's like, it doesn't work, Matthew, it doesn't work. I'm like, let me just fucking test it. So then we tested it
Nice.
and it worked. And
That's good.
I still wasn't 100% sure. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's working, but maybe I'm retarded. So yeah, I tried it, and I mean, the way I ended up building, I couldn't fully utilize it to its maximum because to its maximum, you're doing just pure cold, so it's only coming back cold, and then you're doubling up on the return. But I ended up doing like a split, having both lightning and cold, so I'm only getting the benefit like half the time.
Right.
But yeah, with Nimmies, it's really good because it just shoots out everywhere and comes back.
Well, Nimmies
With
is baseline. Nimmies is 4x damage, and if you get more proges, it's like you're just getting into like 10x kind of territory, right? Which is fucking I was thinking, what do you think about this plan? So at least start Wild Strike, right?
It's
Pop
not.
off,
It's not all the proj don't come back and hit. You'll certainly get double hit from like one extra proj.
Oh wait, you're telling me it has to double hit with all the projects, Matthew. Okay. Wait,
No.
what the fuck? Wait, what? It's not? Wait. So how many of my projects without Nimmies? Obviously, I'm not gonna. Well, my plan is to farm Uber Eater to get Nimmies, right?
Yeah.
That's what my plan is. But you're saying if it's not, you're saying what's the deal here, bro? How many? Wait, what as a percentage? What are we talking here?
I'm saying you attack once, and the proj is going to come back and hit a second time. You have like fucking 15 proj, doesn't matter. Only one of those is going to come back and hit a second time.
It's barely worth it if you. It's barely worth to go return proj. With the amount of investment, you have to get you lose 2 dual sockets. You lose the ability to use Trinity, or it fucks up a lot of shits. So then you have to get more. It needs to shotgun more than one for it to be worth it. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
For the return proj gem, yes, it's barely worth using. If you're pure cold, then it's still good because it adds extra clear. It adds like double hitting is like valuable in certain senses, but it is still like going to be a good extra amount of damage. If you're Nimmies, then it's basically at the cost of your ring slot, and it's pretty much doubling your damage, so it's very worth it. It's not going to give you like 10x or something.
Well, I was thinking it would be 10x if it was everything shot. That's actually crazy because it looked like all the animations were going through the boss. So do you think it's literally
go
only
through
one?
the boss,
Maybe
only
it's
one of
coded.
them's going to double hit. Like you can kind of test it if you really want by going in and just listening to the sound animations of like things hitting.
What does How come Lightning Strike gets to fucking multi-proj fucking hit the guy 5 times and Wild Strike doesn't? That's some fucking bad coding. That's some bad coding if you ask me. Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, it's probably, to be honest with you think it's only one though, or do you don't know? Because if it's 2, then it's still worth using return proj. If it's 1, then it's like it's not worth it. I don't think.
Saying
Without
return proj lets the proj hit a second time. Otherwise, it'd hit once.
Okay. So the other projects don't count as double hit.
No.
Okay. So
Only one proj is
yeah.
double hit.
Okay.
It still makes Wild Strike pretty like fun in that, right? And otherwise, Wild Strike's still very fun by itself. And then the gem that you're going to build towards, if you can solve its problems of cost, then it's still a very good gem. You haven't played with Rakiatas, which is the sword which does the inversion. The inversion's super good. Like it's going to take care of a lot of shit.
I desperately wanted to. I was farming the entire league, bro. I repeatedly did the woman over and over and over again, and you know how you get it to the end and you do it twice or whatever to try and get the fucking drop. Did not get the sword. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know if the project thing's worth it now at this point because yeah, it's a lot of investment for a small. I mean, yeah, it's basically just it's like 2% more damage or something.
I'm really curious. How are you gonna solve the mana issues?
Well, that's the thing. Unlike users, I got a secret build. Okay, I'm not posting. I'm not spamming guys. I'm hiding I've got the secret tech.
Somebody contact instability for the build.
To be fair, though, you should consider posting warnings. Sorry, I mean build guides.
Well, I know I should, but at the same time, I don't like. For starters, there's a very high chance. I've done the math, right? But then the math is kind of scuffed. But I think I have a strategy to mitigate all the downsides with. I mean, yeah, you have to build an entire character around fucking. Yeah, it takes a decent amount of investment, but I can mitigate the downsides and just had the build running without any uniques, without any autistic like crazy stupid pathing. You know, I got a strat. Now it does require a little bit of like bespoke gear, you know, a little bit some good bases and things, but you know, generally speaking, I could do it. I don't need. There's no EB bull like fucking helmet that I need to like get or no fucking You know that stupid fucking helmet, which when you freeze an enemy, you do like 100% more damage that I tried to farm, and it was supposed to be common, but it wasn't common.
It's Heat Shiver, but it's been nerfed anyway, so it's not as potent.
25 now.
Well, speaking of the potency, Ethel, yeah, let me tell you, I've made a rule because my last couple builds, I've tried to start it, and it's required a single unique, and it's supposed to be like common, and then I'm literally fucking been playing for 2 weeks, and I still haven't got it, and so I've decided, fuck that, I'm making a build that's gonna work, and yeah, it's gonna be Wild Strike. Res inversion.
But you're falling into the same trap by going for a transfigured gem. Like you might not be able to get your transfigured gem.
I'm gonna get it, Ethel. Okay, I'm gonna get it.
Just like you were going to get Heat Shiver.
I'm gonna get it. There's no way they're gonna make it impossible to loot, right? Like what? Why would they? Because from what I understand, the lab has
equate it to an alt quality. I'd say this is probably going to be a bit easier than those, but equate it to those just for the sake of safety. What are your odds of getting exactly what you want? Damn near fucking zero.
Yo, Quentin.
No.
Did you ever get that alt qual trauma support?
I don't want to talk about it. Yes, my entire last build hinged around an alt qual trauma support, and I didn't get it. But to be clear here, yeah, well, you can farm lab indefinitely, so I can just live inside. As long as I get a character that can do Uber lab relatively quickly, I can just stay there until I get the fucking thing. Like I will get it. I will get it. If I have to live in the lab for like 5 days, then I'll live in the lab for 5 days. But I mean, I'm gonna get the fucking gem, and I'm pretty sure the wording of one of those lab enchant font things, it says generates a random transfigured version of this gem. Well, it doesn't say of this gem, but basically it doesn't say of the same type. Effectively, it sounds like you put the gem in, and it gives you a transfigured version of the gem that you're putting in, right?
Right, and who should say that's not going to be like a rare option that pops up?
Well, it's probably going to be rare. Of course, it'll be low weighted, but I think that we're going to have a way to guarantee a Wild Strike, right? I mean, that's what if they don't, then there's some sick fucks, right? I'm
assuming that it'll be like a bit like Valorbs, where it'll be like 25% chance that you're getting like an off color, 25% chance that it's that one of the options is like a int gem. If you put in an int gem, 25% chance that it is one of the ones for, you know, if you want falling zombie, there's a 25% chance you actually get the falling zombie one. So
So I have to point out a bias here. Ziz is also league starting with falling zombies. His entire build won't work without that gem. So Quinn and Ziz are on copium. I'm with Mathel. Yep.
I mean, I just don't
Jesus.
see why you wouldn't play safe in a game where you know this shit could fuck you up and has fucked you up in the past. Like,
I mean, that's
know?
why I'm Guardian SRS as an option, and I have like everybody in my league can help me farming zombies in the first ascendancy fund, so it'd be really good.
yeah, well, if you're playing trade, then it doesn't fucking matter. Like, if
No,
Quinn's playing SSF, then I'm saying user beware. But for us on trade, it's like, yeah, you're gonna play the gem you want to play. It might just
Steal.
take a bit of time.
Oh Jesus! Wait,
All
if
the-
you're gonna have steel in the lab farming while
Yeah.
you're like you're out there blasting.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
god!
yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
No, I'll be farming
gems,
lab
my
too.
lord.
I'll be farming lab too. Like, Steel, do you
Here's
need
your
any
tithings
gems
for the week, my lord.
Jesus Christ!
See, this is why bro SF is good. That's
Fucking
great.
hell, dude. Do you regret moving to Ireland, or is it paying off? What do you get out of this exchange still?
It's very good, my lord. It's very...
Okay,
He's not abused.
all right. Gets told what to do. Doesn't have to think for himself anymore. That's a win in my book.
It's really nice having other streamers nearby, actually. It's very, very chill.
I was telling Ziz, Mathel, I feel like a Wagyu cow, you know? I just eat the finest grass. I don't have to work. I don't have to do anything. You know, I just get
No,
nice
but you
and
get
fat and
slaughtered at the end of
marbled.
the day, right? That's
We all get
that's
slaughtered
common.
at the end of the day, Mathel. It is what it is, you know?
Mm. All right. Well, live the high life
Dude.
then.
Yeah, haven't you seen that movie? What's that movie with the green thing?
Silent Green.
That's the one. Yeah, see? It's the future.
Do you think you're still gonna league start with the special weld strike, Quinn? If you find it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's. I mean, it gives me. Okay, so the reason I get the way I like it is okay. It's a melee skill, which I like melee. It's a skill that I've always wanted to play with, and I did try play Wild Strike a few times. But every time I tried to play it, I would just put in. I would just literally change nothing in my entire build and put Lightning Strike in. And it would just be objectively better in every way, and it just pissed me off. And whereas now, it's going to be having a niche of like inverted rares. Bro, you can go in a mass with increased monster rares, it's a damage buff. You go in a mass with increased monster rares, endurance charges, it's a damage buff. You go to fight an essence with all that shit on there where it gets all that extra res bullshit, it's a damage buff. So it should feel like clean, even if the damage numbers aren't like super high. You know, we're not doing like Mathel DBS, not 20 million DBS or something. The fact of the matter is, it's going to be consistent. And when you fight a really potent enemy, you know, what I'm saying, a real hard enemy with a bunch of buffs and shit, well, it's just gonna get mowed down by the inverted res mechanic, right? I do have a
Inverted
worry
res felt
though
really
that I'm
good.
not. Yeah, well, I mean, I have a worry, right, that it's gonna because you have to regenerate something like, you know, you're talking 1,000 ES per second, depending on your attack rate. It's fucking disturbing how much the resources are gonna affect it on a 6 link. But
Yeah.
there are ways.
That's what I'm like worried about. I actually think it's really cool that you're like trying new things and doing unique builds that other people aren't as likely to league start with, but I'm still worried about the resource cost. When I saw that, I was like, that's never gonna be worth it. Fuck that. Life, mana, and energy shield are basically forced to be EB.
Yeah.
A lot to do.
Well, it's got like a triple damage thing built into it. But then it's saying that there's like multiple skills that have more than triple damage of the base damage of Wild Strike that would just be easier and don't need any requirements. I mean, don't worry, it's a stupid decision to make, but it's a decision that I'm willing to make.
Are you going Jug?
For the sake of that's I
Of
may or
course
may
you
not be going
are.
Jug.
Of course you are.
Well, no, I don't know. We don't know that for sure. There's multiple options. Okay,
Is
that
there?
I'm speculating.
Are these options in the room with us right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Steel, what T-Gem are you excited about?
I was just thinking to myself, right? How do I do what this is doing, but better? And then there was a T-Gem for SRS Explodey, and so this is all it all relies on the fact that the minion hits always crit applies to the explosion with minion stability. It did in Crucible, but it was slightly different wording because that was a
But
diamond
we were
frame.
told it does.
Yeah, I'm assuming it does. Then it's something like 4x damage on Explodey SRS. And that build was already viable. It was kind of, it was pretty mid, but it was viable.
It's
But I
fun.
mean, 4 times more damage is insane. So I think I can get that up to tanky, 9 mil DPS, which is that's heaps, right? So, and that's without cluster jewels, and
Identical.
cluster jewels can like
Identical.
double that. So yeah,
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean better than me? I'm not going SRS.
you're doing Guardian minion build. It's so I just need to do I need to do that same sort of concept slightly better, and then we're good.
Oh, my zombies are
Yeah,
gonna be better.
I
Way
have
better.
to protect my ego. Yeah,
Way
yeah.
better. I'm gonna do
I
one
was-
more damage than you.
I was genuinely concerned with how good your build was looking at the POB because I was talking to the guys who are working on your POB, Theory Crafter, and it seemed like your build was going to be insane. And I remember we had a conversation. Remember I asked you, will the mine, because he's doing mine zombies, right? Will the mine penalty apply to the zombies?
And we thought it
And
didn't.
you said no, and I was like, interesting. Wow, that's really fucking good. And then turns out you tested it and it doesn't work. So it's still good,
Sash.
but it's half the damage now. So it's not. It went from
Oof.
like
9 to 5, basically.
Unplayable.
Unplayable trash. Yeah.
Oh,
You guys
5.
both believe in your builds being the superior build. Sounds like time for a bit of a wager as to who.
See, the
ends
thing
up-
is, I
Someone-
don't
you guys
care.
Put something on the line.
But the thing is, I don't care. Like, I was just like retorting banter, whereas Steel with anything. Like, I'm getting a Starforge made, like out of not composite, resin, and he's getting a Starforge made 1 centimeter larger than mine and stuff like that. He just like tries to one up me in everything.
It's a void forge,
Damn.
right? I think it's a
Yeah, you're
it's
getting a Void
forge.
Forge, but 1
Yeah.
centimeter longer.
Well, I think you guys should throw something down. Something fun like he'll fucking cook you a meal or some shit, or shave your balls. Something like that. Whoever wins what.
So
Right?
wait.
Come on.
If I win, I get to shave his balls, or
It depends, mate. That depends on how you value that activity. Do you want to do it or not want to do it?
yes, my lord.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
If you've just
Jesus
been
Christ.
the whole time you've been there, you've been dying for this, then say, yeah, look, if I win, let me at him.
That
makes sense now we moved over there. Yeah.
I don't want to lose.
Well, that's the fucking point of a wager here, man. You both believe in your builds being the supreme build, right?
See, now I can imagine Steel winning, looking at the camera, and just running out the door, and I just start sprinting away. Oh no! Oh, my editor said loser has to play Quinn's League starter. That's toxic.
What? Play a fucking sick bail, bro? Log in.
Holy.
And the
Yeah,
winner,
something like that.
gets to play Methel's build.
Oh,
That's
that's pretty
What, in
good.
hardcore?
Holy.
don't know about that
I don't
one.
think any of you guys want to do anything like that.
I've
so.
I've actually
The abysses?
I've several times done that where I looked at what Methel's doing and I'm like, this is way too much damage. Let me lower that, and it's just been a really good hardcore build. And then,
That's not a math build then. That's not a math build. Once you take it, once you remove the
Math
business, it's no
concept.
longer math.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that's how I've always done things. You can always do my thing and then hardcore fight, and then it's fine. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not playing and building for hardcore, am I? So what the fuck are you criteria judging it against hardcore?
100%. Yeah, no, I don't know what competition we would do. Honestly, I don't know if I'm down. Like, I was so excited that there's no races. Like, just like chill.
Like I said, something fun like cooking him a meal. Just putting something on the line for a little bit of a wager, because he looks excited as though he's gonna beat you in the fucking damage
He just wants to
race.
shake my
But
balls.
listen,
Yeah.
it's not a competition. All right, I've already won. So
See, you
Okay,
fucking
okay,
take
wait.
that?
Okay, I'm back in it now. Let's fucking the actual time we raced against each other lately, I was the winner. So, and yeah.
Oh shit!
What the
All right, first person to 7 out of 7.
Fight.
It's not
Oh,
even
Jesus.
hard.
Oh, gee, what have I done?
You know, I actually
is Matho.
what was it? Was it? Oh yeah, for the Diablo 4 launch. I don't know if I can show them on stream here. He still hasn't eaten them. For the Diablo 4 launch, Steel said, if we get rank 1, I will literally eat a dick. Because he's so pessimistic. He never thinks we can win anything. And obviously we were rank 1. So I have a big box of chocolate dicks
Woody
over
Joe
there.
won. Woody Joe won.
Oh my god, I hate you. So I have a big box of chocolate dicks over there for him to eat.
What's
And
the...
Never
why?
ate them.
So why have we not? Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Is that not part of your dream? To
Every
eat a
time he
dick?
comes
A
over, he
chocolate
never
dick?
eats the dick.
What the fuck? I was pretty sure Woody Joe won that.
Nope.
I don't
What a
know.
guy. What a guy. Same with when we
Yeah, I
did that
straight up
duo
don't remember what
race.
happened. I don't know if you get the memes.
Oh, yeah, he's just memeing. We did win.
Okay, I don't fucking remember, man. It's D4 launch. Like, who gives a fuck about level 100? Come on.
Bro.
Jesus.
Like, I
People's
think this is
bad.
something that you guys are going to remember, and the rest of us are like, wait, what? That game came out? When?
No. Mathel, it's important. If you go to America, wherever Blizzard headquarters is, California or something, I can't remember, and then you scroll, you go all the way down. You don't scroll. You look all the way down at the bottom.
IRL
Hashtag
scroll.
Z. There's Z's name there. Hashtag Z.
they
It's
put
like
it
one of the last ones.
alphabetically instead of by who got first.
Yeah, all the way at the very bottom.
Really? That's what they did?
Mhm.
Wow,
Yeah,
Which is
that's
fuck.
interesting because when they posted the spreadsheet, it was in order of who won. But then on the actual statue, they put it alphabetic. I was like, really?
There's
I
the
am
last one.
literally at the
Blizzard-
bottom.
Some Blizzard shit.
Yeah.
W, dude.
At least Steel is pretty down
Oh.
there with me, but yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
I mean, congrats on winning, dude.
Thanks.
Holy
it was all worth it.
All right, but yeah, first 7 out of 7. Do you know what? We'll bake cookies for each other or something.
I'm just gonna say, if you beat me and I have to cook you cookies, you lost. Like,
Will you put
I
milk
don't
in
think-
them?
Well, that too, yeah. So you'll shit yourself. But also, I'm pretty sure my cookies are gonna be not sweet enough or something.
Yeah, I don't like this anymore. I'm not really worried about losing though, to you.
Hey, that's the point. You guys are both fucking confident, and it's supposed to just be something, you know, someone does for someone, and it's a bit of fun, right? It doesn't have to be a big deal,
yeah,
like
no.
a big thing.
Quentin, 7 out of 7
Hmm?
this league. only had a time,
I feel like if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Ultimately, I'm not going to force it. Obviously, I could have forced it whenever I wanted, playing some OP meta coke shit. Decided, it's about the journey. I'm going to go pop off whatever build inspires me, have as much fun as I have. I want to play until I'm not having fun anymore. And if I've killed 7 bosses at that point, then I've killed 7 bosses. If I haven't killed 7 bosses, then I haven't killed 7 bosses. It is what it is. That's the way I look at it.
You've killed 4
Yeah.
Ubers, right? Like, why do people say 0 out of 7?
They just say that because they think it's funny.
That's for the current league and stuff, basically.
Also,
it's even as good as your last attempt
also,
at
yeah,
PoE.
that's an old meme. Says it's 2 out of 4 is the new meme.
Yeah. You're only as good as your last attempt, and Quinn's last attempt was 2 out of 4 watchstones, and thus that's the best he can do.
My entire build hinged on getting a 1 support gem that never drops, bro. Like it was literally it's like 142% more damage just from changing the support gem quality, and it just never dropped. And I died in a heist off stream with an Aegis. You know, it is what it is.
Do you record when you play off stream?
No, I did not record it. I just died to a monster. It was one of those monsters that puts crystals on the ground, and then I was just attacking it, like spacing out. Like I can't remember, I was watching YouTube or something, and then it just like the monster died, and then it just went. Oh my god, just died. Yeah,
that's rough.
Rip Bozo.
Rip
Dude,
Bozo.
But what are you watching, Matho? What's Matho
Yeah,
watching? What's he doing?
Matho.
Gee, I thought I was looking at that Wild Strike. But,
What the fuck, Matho? What the fuck?
Mate, Wild Strike's hot. Like, I definitely wanted to do some Wild Strike, but I wasn't planning on league launching. Like maybe I was gonna try it out, and if it happens, if it drops, or I get it through the font. But I actually had no real plan at this stage. I was just gonna still wing it until later. Like I haven't
Well,
even.
Nemes won't be out on launch, bro. Nemes won't be out on launch, so you gotta wait like 2 weeks.
Don't
So,
need it.
at
Don't
least,
need it. It was a small part of my build last time, dude. It was not a huge factor. Like it
Oh
was
shit! Oh
just
shit!
it was just for the memes, honestly. In the end, no, I still have no idea. Like
Yeah.
I've been
Wow.
looking at a lot of lightning skills are pretty fucking cool. It's like crackling lance with more damage or with more range, AoE, that sort of stuff. The ball lightnings are pretty fucking cool. Stuff like that. So I might make a generic spellcaster and then like see where it goes. Just like, see what I get or what's available or what feels fun when I can actually get them. But at this stage I haven't actually made any decisions. Like could end up playing I want to play a ranger or a scion for the new voice lines. But I don't want to do a Scion as a league start, so then it's kind of boiled me down to maybe forcing a Ranger in some way, and I don't know what.
Ranger's so good. My favorite ascendancy right now.
We're
Do you
about to
mean
get the new
Jedi,
gems.
or-
Methel. I think because what if we're still missing like dual strike. We're still missing like a bunch of really cool abilities. Vengeance. Where I got a list here somewhere. Static strike, bro. All these badass strikes we haven't seen the trans gems for yet. That could be correct. Because I'm not even logged in Wild Strike, but I'm like 95% Wild Strike. But then if they randomly say, "Oh, Ice Crash, fucking is physical and it's got 200% more bleed damage," I mean, dude, I'm logging in, bro. I'm
Dude,
logging
what about
in.
Lacerate? Lacerate looked pretty hot, didn't it?
Yeah.
It looks. I mean, it's like
does.
300% effective weapon damage per hit, and it has twice 4 bleed, but it's like at the same time it's only one handers. So it'd be like Crimson Dance. I mean, don't get me wrong.
There's a
Jack
two-hander
the
one,
Axe
too.
Lacerate is already pretty. Yeah, but that one sucks for bleed. We're talking
Yeah.
about Jack the Axe is currently pretty good as a Lacerate like bleed thing. It can get like several million bleed DPS, be a comfortable build. With that new one, it'll be like twice as good, I think. And I think that'll be a pretty fucking solid build. I'd expect
Daryl, I think
Lacerate to feel good with that.
I do think it will be solid, and especially if you're a soccer and you're playing it on a gladiator. I mean, it's gonna be dirty as fuck. Like you fucking attack the screen, everything blows up. You ramp, you get some ramp there, but at the same time, I don't know. You're again launching an alt qual gem, bro, which I don't want to. I do want to do, but do I really want to do that for just a bleed build? That's like just gonna be okay.
Lacerate by default's already fine. You'll basically be playing that, and it'll be decent. But then once you get that fucking alt call thing or transfigured gem, you will like double your output, and it'll be sick. I'm saying if you want some bleed action, like that already looks like it's steering you in the right direction.
I like the snapshot big dick bleeds. That's that one there is like that's like a worse version of a poison, bro. Okay, that's what that is. All right, it's not up to my standard of
Buddy, no offense, but everything
damage.
you're gonna do is gonna be a worse version of something else. So you can't look at it that way.
No, but it's not going to have some cool, unique mechanic. It's just going to do bleed damage. It's not going to inverse. It's not going to have like specific, like, oh, I fucking own essences or I own specific things. It'll just be like kind of like just all right. I mean, they're wrong. I'm down to play bleed if they put something in that makes bleed broken. That's not broken enough for me.
Do you know?
Okay.
I actually saw the best suggestion I've ever seen on Reddit, and there was some guy suggesting that they should make Crimson Dance different, and that it basically like if you have Crimson Dance, it makes it count as if the enemy is moving, and it makes sense thematically too, right? Crimson Dance. I was like, wow, that's such a cool idea.
You
I mean, all the more abilities.
It's just ensnaring arrow then? Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll give us more ensnaring arrow. It's like a melee ensnaring arrow because it's weapon switching to a bow does not feel good.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Plus some other stuff.
I mean, the question is, how do you make bleed? Because I want more bleed shit. I want the bleed patch. But then it's like, okay, if you start changing it so bleed can prolif, well, then it's kind of losing its theme and it's starting to become more like ignite. And if you make it so it can stack infinitely, well, it's kind of like, well, now you just got poison, but it's like, how do you make bleed? And I feel like they almost need to redesign bleed a little bit.
There is one good bleed build. It's bow bleed. It's actually in a good spot thanks to Mana Forge because it automatically applies the ensnare. So you can actually do snipe and obviously any clear skills is split or rain.
Yeah.
And that actually does do good damage. The main issue is in order to be tanky enough, you want to be like a Jug or a champion, and then you don't get the bleed explosions, and then it's just kind of mid. Hemophilia's is nice, but it's a pretty large opportunity cost for half the strength of the gladiator bleed. Maybe the new charms will
True.
be the answer.
I think that'll help a lot for
Mm.
bleed. But I'm gonna say, I think if you care about bleed and you want to do some bleed, you got to jump on the bleed right now, because once Gladiator gets fucking buffed and fixed, and there's a bleed patch, you're just another meta cuck bleed Andy, and
Once it's
what are you
popular, I
doing
don't like
there?
it. I don't like it once it's popular. Okay, I like it. I just like it. Okay, when everyone starts playing it, fuck that. I'm out, bro. All right,
That's
fuck
what I'm
that.
saying. So you got to get
But
in on it
you-
now.
Yeah, but
do
it
the
is.
bow
I mean,
blade now. It's
It
good,
needs to
Quinn.
be. I know. I hate bows. I hate bows. I don't agree with bows and what they stand for. Okay, there's a
Bow
range
is the
What
of
they
best way to do
stand
it.
for?
fuzzy
Quinn.
shit. Okay.
Bow is the best way
Okay.
to do it. You can get like 10 mil bleed in hardcore, which is
I
it's
mean,
probably
yeah,
it's a lot of fucking damage.
that's a lot of damage,
bit
but at
too
the same
much.
time, yeah, it's too much damage, and it's bow, which is unethical. We've been over the steel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would fuck with it, but yeah. I mean, the last time I can remember, I tried doing puncture. I tried doing some puncture stuff before, and yeah. Okay, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
You're all right.
You gotta
All
agree.
right. The life of being a parent. Yeah. Any
Like
other any other gems that really stood out to you guys that you really want to see? And actually, quick question before that. Do you think we're gonna see people gem swapping a lot more than before now? Because we've seen some gems that just have insane clear, some that are more focused on single target, etc. So do you think we'll even see people like swapping between maps, even for the map boss, stuff like that, and having a different gem either on a weapon swap and clicking that, or in your inventory?
I think weapon swapping might become a bit more of a thing. Like I've done it plenty in cases where it makes sense, with like staves, where two similar staves, you can have one clear, one single target, or one spell and one different spell. I've done that plenty, and I think that's still going to happen plenty. I don't think it's going to be much of actual gem swapping where you do inventory stuff. People hate that shit, and they go the path of least resistance as often as possible, and that is pretty uncomfortable. And I don't see that happening too often.
Yeah.
Either gem swapping or having two setups. Like you can dedicate an extra 4-link setup with a good 5th link sort of built in, that sort of thing. One for clear, one for area. I could definitely one for single target. I could definitely see lots more of that happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Exsanguinate was kind of crazy, but then I was like, Exsanguinate doesn't really have clearing issues to begin with, so it's like, yeah, it's cool. It was like, was it 21 chains, 11? It was like a large number.
I mean, it kind of does. Like, I think most exsanguinates I do typically use chain in the end, just because it feels way better to have an extra support, for that extra clear. And instead, you can have just that exsanguinate chaining everywhere. So I think it will feel nicer for that specific one. But for lots of things, yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else that really stood out to you guys? You were like, that sounds fucking sick. I want to try that at some point during the league.
There's honestly too many to talk about. I'd have to have the list here because it's quite a large list.
There is.
Yeah. I think traps came away as pretty decent winners of this sort of system from what it looked like. Like, I'm not a big fan of traps in general, but I've played a few and it's been kind of fun here or there. But from what I've seen, a lot of traps, the ones that were huge cooldown based, you can end up actually spamming them. There's others that become more potent, others that become kind of different, and I think it's a big win for traps.
You good, Quinn?
My bad. Yeah, I'm back. My bad.
good.
Had yeah, it's crazy out there, bro. Let me tell you, crazy out there.
What was it you had again? Alpacas or llamas? I was gonna say something about that.
Yeah, that's the one, man. Yeah, well, basically, it's like a rabid animal looks at its children, bro. Dad life, dude. Dad life.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, I have a second one on the way now, so I won't have as many as you, but we can have some form of 2v2 tournament or something.
Log in, dude. Yeah, I'm down. Down to we can make them fight each other. I'm thinking a little gladiator arena inside the cuck shit.
That sounds super fun. That sounds sick.
Hell yeah.
I don't think that's illegal. I think it'd be really good content.
We can place bets. We can stream it on Twitch, bro. Just like our two boys just kill each
I've
other.
got money on Quinn's kids. They've got that Spurg energy directly from their dad. Like, you think your kids would have a chance as is? They're way too tame.
Oh,
Good
he's
content,
got
I'll
Viking
get-
energy, mate.
Yeah.
All right,
see?
he's got Viking blood on there, bro. Like, I'm technically 3% Norwegian versus. We're basically brothers at this point, you know.
I
You
did
didn't
not
know.
know that. Did not know
Yeah.
that.
I don't think you can be brothers. Ziz is like 100% Norwegian apparently. He's
Yeah.
like
Literally, I took like
What
one
the
of those
fuck?
like DNA tests, and it scored 100% Norwegian. So there was probably some inbreeding in my family. Explains a lot.
Holy shit.
That
That's
does
how I
explain
go.
a lot. Yeah.
Good times. Quinn, we were just talking about if there was any like TGMs that really like stood out. If you want to like pick one that you're like really, really excited not to maybe league start, but play later in the league.
Okay. All right. Well, obviously it was Wild Strike, but let's not talk about that one because I've been talking about that one. I felt like the Ignite that basically not the Ignite, the Infernal Blow where you apply the stacks to yourself and then it explodes. It hits for 896% weapon damage after you hit 6 times. And you imagine, Matt, imagine that, bro. 896% weapon damage in a single hit, bro. Oh, and then on top of that, you can you got the tinctures that say all damage ignites. Now you imagine like a big alley. I mean, some crazy. You could just get a Rebuke of the Vile, or you could do lots of crazy shit with that and do fat deck attack ignites, and they could be real numbers. You know, I feel like that. So I'm looking at that angle. If I drop a Rebuke of the Vile, I may even reroll into that, unironically, like because the numbers they line up. And then obviously, Trans Rage Storm, where you can summon a
the
Rage
Rage
Storm.
Vortex sounds like something you maybe want to try because it's like turning one of the nicest spell cuck things into an attack. Maybe you'd like that.
Yeah, well, it is. It kind of is. And on top of that, anything where you can snapshot and you can abuse some sort of double damage mechanic, I'm down for it. And you could just do an intimidating cry and you press it, and then the whole time it's just doing double damage. So if you can maintain it for if you can have it like 90% uptime, that's going to be potent damage output. Okay, potent. So, which I'm looking at that and I'm thinking maybe I'm going to consider that. But it's like, how do I get all these gems on league launch? Like, because that's what I would do. I would start off maybe like as a Rage Storm and then transition to Wild Strike and pop. I do all these things, but you can't, right? Depending on how rare these gems are.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are probably my top picks.
Worried about league starting one, but it'll be interesting. I'll just do some normal M. And it's also so cool. I'm really excited for like people like Jung and stuff because we're gonna see some like super broken shit. So he'll be like, okay, so you need to hold the calculator in your left hand, tilt your monitor at 30-degree angle, and then click 13.5 times, and then this deals like 6.2 billion damage. But don't tell GGG. It's gonna be great.
What are they saying? What Jung Rogaine, he tweeted out saying that if you just use the penance brand and then you use the thing where you poison an enemy for the first time, a couple of those things, it just like hits dot cap, like on a naked scion or something. Apparently that's the new tech, which it sounds like that shouldn't exist in the game. Like if that's actually happening, if Jung Rogaine is not lying here, they need to seriously nerf that shit before it goes live, bro. For real, nerf that shit, straight up.
He has snitched on a lot of things and gotten it nerfed before launch, so maybe. I
mean, dot cap with no investment. That sounds broken, right? That does sound like not intended.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I'm not a huge fan when we get. I don't mind when we have like insane builds, but I do mind when there's no investment needed. Like I didn't like so much when the suicide totems were in the game because it was like literally like dot cap damage for 3C. That's a bit crazy. I do love when there's broken stuff, but you need to actually do something to achieve it.
True.
Yeah.
Big true.
For Ultimatum, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I actually thought they were gonna just replace Ritual entirely because I feel like they're so similar. So I was thinking that maybe like have the way you interact with Ultimatum and go through it like that, and have the reward system be a bit more like Ritual.
Ugh. Wait, the worst part about Ritual was the fucking thing that Chris Wilson loves, which is the pawn shop, which is supposed to like look through items. I hate that. It's my most hated thing about Ritual, which would be I think that's what separates them, right?
Really?
Ultimatum is about the choice.
That
I
is
cannot stand that part where you have to scroll through the items. I'd rather just see like, oh, 3 divine orbs. Yeah, I'll take that. Thanks. All right, click.
so okay.
And
So I don't
yeah.
necessarily like the whole like the pawning thing, like where you have to like do it multiple times.
Mm.
But I actually really like the shop that you're like looking through it and stuff instead of just getting here's one item. But I like absolutely hate the fact that like ritual is like 4 different circles in the map that literally doubles the time I take. Like that part I don't like.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
Ultimatum's still gonna like double the time it takes for you to do a map, though.
It just feels
Because
different.
it's just instead of moving to lots of different circles, it's just one circle that's gonna last a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be. I don't know. Like, you probably won't do both, right? Chances are you still spec into whichever one you like more to some
Yeah.
extent. But I didn't have any thoughts of Ultimatum coming back and replacing Ritual because I think Ritual is like a pretty good mechanic that a lot of people like. It's in a good spot. It's more, they went with trying to replace something that's a bit outdated and not too many people take, and it doesn't really have a purpose in the game anymore, which is what Metamorph was, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it made sense.
It's 2 different style of players, right? Think about it. Like the people who like ritual are people who like to meticulously go through items and like fucking look at each,
I
explicit.
think, mate,
fucking
you're
effort.
overblowing
Yeah.
that portion of it. I don't think it's
I
that
Yeah, I
bad.
hadn't even
Like,
thought about that
Bro, do you know
portion.
that? No, do you know what? I don't even like the fucking shops that you have to check through. I was actually kind of pissed off whenever they said, "Oh yeah, this new lead mechanic, you have to go through the shop and look through the shop every time you go see the guy." Which I was like, man, I'd rather just have like a currency which you save up, which you can just spam gamble at like Gwen, like except this one here is like, no, every time you get the fucking thing, you got to go there and you got to scroll through you got to scroll through and look through there. Which again, I'm not a pawn shop Andy, okay. I'd rather just like, grind out, pop off, and maybe get something good or not get something good, right?
Well, how
Like,
rare do you
which is the
think
glasses.
the vendors will be though? Because it's not going to be 100%, right?
Yeah, we once every few maps, I'm guessing, right? Like once every,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like once every 3, once every 4 maps.
Maybe it'll be more like oh fuck yeah, I got the dude,
Perhaps.
instead of yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be interesting. I personally thought it was like a little like surprising. Like out of all the mechanics that we've had not go core, I would find it kind of weird that like Ultimatum had such a diehard fan base. Like I can understand the Trial Master, but once the Trial Master came back in the game, I'm like, wait, they still want Ultimatum back. They still want to run in that circle. Like, okay, I mean, it was an okay mechanic, but I would understand this amount of passion for like tattoos or for combinators. But I was like very surprised. People were like, "Oh my god, when are we getting Ultimatum back?" I was like,
Well, there's a difference there, right? There's the reward structure, and then there's the mechanic itself. The mechanic itself is just enjoyable.
mm-hmm.
The reward structure, it's kind of separate. Like I don't think people are going to run Ultimatum expecting it to beat Sanctum. I don't think anyone's expecting that, right? They just want to engage with a mechanic they enjoy, right?
They might.
The delusional then. Sanctum is insane, but yeah.
Fair.
It's fair. I don't know. I think it's just a bit. It's simple, right? That's all there is to it. It's a mechanic that you can easily engage in that had some fun to it. But I think a lot of it is some level of rose tinted glasses. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, it was so good back then. I'm like, I do not remember people praising it that much or loving it that much. Like, it was fun, the Trial Master thing, and like him shit talking. That was like a good add to the game, and it was pretty fun to have that happen all the time. And then sometimes you'd hit a high roll reward, but it wasn't that rewarding. And then a lot of the time, like the mechanics of it sucked. Like you had to stand in a fucking circle, or you'd get like degened or some shit. You get overwhelmed by some stuff, get lasered. And a lot of people did not like this shit, and I did not see that much praise for it at all. It's just that when it's gone, and then like it feels like it'd be an easy re-add, so then everyone's like, why is it not being re-added? I think that's more what it is. Simple mechanic that could be re-added, so why the fuck isn't it? Where is it? Give me the mechanic. And then it just snowballed. It was like a snowball effect.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Let's be honest, boys. Ultimatum's at least 5 times as good as Sentinel. Okay, it's about 5 to 10 times as good as Sentinel.
Really?
All right? In terms of gameplay. All right, fuck Sentinel. For real, fuck Sentinel. That
It's a
was
Sentinel-
the worst. I hate it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love recombinators. If you guys, do you know what? If they
Yeah,
put
yeah.
recombinators on ultimatum, oh my god, ultimatum is like my favorite mechanic, bro.
Yeah, I get what you
But,
mean.
yeah.
Like just the interaction, but like it's just like they're so different. Depends what you want, right? Like sometimes, and I think these mechanics are really good to come out when they're doing a big base game expansion and there's like a lot of new content. Then it's really nice with like a simple, nice blasting mechanic, like delirium, a scourge type mechanic, not the rewards, but like just something that's like very just like all about just blasting and speed. Because there's a lot of people that just like a pretty easy, simple mechanic, and Sentinel was that, right? You press F2 or F3, whatever, and you're just like getting a bunch of loot. Yeah, it's more dangerous, but you're just getting a bunch of loot.
Well, Sentinel as a league mechanic is completely the opposite of Ultimatum. It's all about the rewards. It's all about the recombinators. It's all about the buffing of the loot. In terms of the gameplay, you're just making the mobs tankier and do more damage. That's like it. Like the same mobs that you would normally be fighting, right?
And you
So
have to
it's not.
press a button, bro. You have to
Yeah,
remember
so
to press a button
I
multiple times on the
remember.
map. Ugh.
No, I remember at the time, and I love Sentinel.
Ugh.
Sentinel was my favorite league when it came out. But I never once praised the gameplay. I never thought to myself, this gameplay is like
Mm.
engaging in any real way. Like it's, you know what I mean? But I still
Yeah.
liked it because it was very passive. It represents like the best kind of Zoomer style of gameplay where you just
Yeah.
press a button, shit gets buffed, loot comes out. But in terms of actual gameplay, Ultimatum is the complete opposite. It completely derails what you were doing and takes over and it becomes its own thing, but it's really fun, right?
I
So
can
it's
see
like,
where
Yeah.
it's coming from because like it's a bit tiresome to have to like constantly. After a while, yeah, I got a bit tired of Sentinel, and it's like the way you do it, just because it's tiresome to have to think about when you're going to press it, round certain things up, have that delay, everything gets harder, and it was also very dangerous at the end. If you've got a very thick character, maybe you wouldn't notice, but when you're like trying to play some
It's very dangerous.
scrub builds or something, sometimes like you would just end up dying a lot trying to press your button and waiting for things to go off. So it got a bit tiresome doing that. But the challenge of it, like things getting a bit tougher, usually felt pretty good, and then the reward usually felt pretty good. But I could fully understand if you like don't like it and why you wouldn't like it. Like I could feel the same way sometimes.
the way I played Sentinel back in the day was I would play a Righteous Fire character and I wouldn't turn my Righteous Fire on until I like juiced up the big pack of mobs, right? So I would just group them all up, juice the map, and then turn the Righteous Fire on. So for the first 30 seconds of gameplay was like fucking like a cowboy, fucking like herding fucking all the mobs together into one big pile.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like recombinators, I think is the number one thing I wish would come back to the game. Like it doesn't even need to be at the same power, but what I really liked about recombinators was just the way it made me look at every item. Because I think right now, Pee-wee has such a benefit for crafted items. I feel like 99% of my items ever are crafted. Like even a few days into the league, I'm very rarely going to get an upgrade that I identify. Like nearly everything's crafted, but recombinators changed that so much and made it a hybrid thing where dropped items and rare items from Delve and stuff was super exciting. That's what I loved about it. Like it just made me approach the
What I
game
don't get-
entirely differently.
I totally agree with what you're saying. Well, what I don't get is why don't they have this fucking Atlas tree, right? Which allows us to spec into things. Why not give us a new league mechanic that lets us like just spec into ground loot, where you just get like basically smart created items that are like sick occasionally, But then obviously you don't get into the crafting mechanic. Like what you maybe I mean I don't know if it needs to be soulbound. I don't think that would be the play, because that goes against like a fundamental. But whatever. I mean, SSF, it's everything's soulbound. What I'm saying is like items that are good that can just drop and you just fucking get them from just killing monsters, which I would be totally down for. Some brainless shit. I'm all down for the brainless mechanics. What can I say to this? I just feel like that's a aspect of the game that's missing right now, because it seems like any way you want to get like a sick character, how do you get that sick character? Well, you craft all the gear. And it's like, well, why can't we have an option where we just like, go to a end of a heist and like pick out some fucking badass chest piece that's just like spawned in there because it's, that's the mechanic you spec into.
Well, I remember Chris Wilson talking about this. It was the smart loot system, Loot 2.0, and it never happened.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware. Maybe a little bit. They did a little tiny bit, like 5% of it.
Culling stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they were experimenting with hard in Heist. That the items in Heist would be like significantly better. That you would actually identify back then, like a 5 or 600 PDPS two-hander, which would actually be like
That was
an
sick.
exciting item to find. And they talked so much about loot 2.0, and what I hoped and thought they were going to do was to do a big culling of loot, right? So instead of getting like 200 amulets and gloves and whatever per map, you get a lot less, but they were reasonably, like, would actually be decent items. So identifying an amulet would be more exciting. And so I personally was a little bit sad about that, because loot right now mostly feels like alteration shards outside of very early.
Bro, I
Wait.
was talking to Noogie. Noogie was ranting with me one league. He was saying it's there's so much currency steal, because we have like solo self round. I get something like 20,000 alts. Just we just get so much currency now.
Yeah, true.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. Well, I think you can't just put sick ground loot in the game and then make, like, they can't just put it in the game, because if they do that, immediately all the gear like just gets way better and the game just gets way easier. It has to be something that you spec into. Like, it has to be a lead mechanic which you have to invest into, and which I think is totally fine, right? If you don't want to spec into fucking rod crafting, or you don't want to spec into harvest, you should be able to spec into something that spawns like random fucking, like, you just get a sick, like, 900 LEDPS like fucking claw randomly, and then it motivates you to re-roll a new character because of that item. Obviously, it wouldn't be a consistent way, but you just get randomly sick items, which I don't know, that's missing. That is missing from the game right now.
I don't know. It's just it's just design philosophy differences. Like, their
Yeah.
design philosophy that they've gone with is that they want you to work hard for your loot, and in the form of typically crafting, because that's the entire game was built around this different system that didn't exist in other games before, and their orbs and stuff are very special to Path of Exile. And you can still get all that like cool loot off the ground. It's just it comes in the forms of like uniques usually.
Yeah.
And so that's already there, and they're sticking to it that way. The ground loot
Yeah,
that's
but I'll put it
rares, look,
around.
it still happens, and it still happens in some other formats at the moment, like fractures. You can find some really cool, expensive fractures right off the ground, and it's basically always worth your time identifying everything at the moment in that category. Certain corrupted stuff. Go on.
Well, it doesn't diminish that though. If you are opting out of the crafting system, right, and opting into a system that gives you like a less amount of loot, but like you get randomly sick pieces of gear, it's not like they're gonna flood the market with a bunch of gear. You can opt in. I don't think it diminishes the crafting mechanics. I feel like, because right now it's 95% crafting, right? All I'm saying
does a
is
bit.
give us an option.
It
You know,
is
give us an
very,
option.
very difficult to do both. Like, I would love to see something like Recombinators back in, but with a way higher chance to destroy the item. Because I think item sinks are really good and healthy anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it already kind of
Breaking
can
items.
ruin items. Like, if you want recombinators back, they need to be balanced around not being able to do some of the real OP shit they do right
yeah,
now.
like maybe no
But like,
multiple fractures.
I just then played the Sentinel League for like a week or whatever the fuck. I used like 10 recombinators and ruined every fucking item I had and tried. So it's like, it's not a guarantee win fucking mechanic already.
Yeah.
But it needs to be reined back in how powerful it can be. Regardless of that, the fucking drop discussion, I mean, it's not really getting anywhere. They're not going to put something like that. They've got their design
they will.
philosophy in place. And Loop 2.0, like, yes, there was some sort of experimentation with it, but given that the game is never going to be balanced around pure SSF the way you want it to be,
True.
and it's balanced around like trade and stuff, this Loop 2.0 stuff, it's too powerful. It goes against like the ease of access of all this gear and trade way too much. They've tried it, it doesn't work. Like the talisman thing, all of a sudden, the perfect amulets were just flooded across the market, and it was way too easy to get crazy
People did not into that.
amulets.
That was baseline global drops. That's what was the issue. If people had to spec into fucking like Talisman League, okay, and then they get they wouldn't be flooded all of the market, right? And it would be fine. What I'm saying is, if there's opportunity cost to getting this shit,
What if everyone starts specking into it because it's the play, and then it's
then they just rebalance it and make it so it's just just slightly worse than crafting, right? Or the thing is, it had to be maybe it had to be tuned slightly better in crafting, because you can't choose what you're making, right? Which that is a massive balancing feature. I feel like it can, and I feel like it will, because we've seen it in Heist, right? We know they can do it. I just want some more shit like that, bro. Some more shit, like, come on.
It is a very hard thing to balance, that both crafting and dropping exciting. I think the only other game that does it is Last Epoch. to some degree, where like both are pretty exciting, but it's very hard to do. It's a very difficult problem. To be fair.
Well, in Last Epoch,
Oh.
everything is crafted, technically speaking.
Yeah. But has a nice like both. Like there's a good element to both. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, other than that, the patch itself, were you guys surprised that I saw a lot of people saying they were surprised there was no new bosses because it's a Christmas League. It's a while since the last ones. I personally as well, I did think there was going to be bosses this Christmas. I wasn't expecting this big of a gem rework. And as a quick side note, it was hilarious and sad to see Neverseek tweet a week or two before about how excited he was for a new helmet enchant feature that he had coded for Filterblade that took him loads of work. And then yeah, boom, and Shelter gone from the game. And I was like, oh no, that's tragic. But yeah,
I didn't see that.
any thoughts on like no bosses and not really like the content we're doing isn't really changing this league aside from the league? Mathel, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm a bit surprised. If, I had to put money down, I would have thought there was going to be some kind of, new Eldritch style fucking Maveness, whatever the fuck, right? I thought we were due for that, and it seemed like a good time for it, the Christmas period. But yeah, once again, didn't expect this many gem things, and that definitely keeps us busy. But it is a bit of a shame that we're going to be playing through like, the same sort of stuff again. So for a lot of people, that's a bit of a detractor. They're going to say, can still only keep me interested for so long. I mean, we'll have like the league mechanic. There'll be, I think, a boss by the end of it, so that's something. And it looks like it'll be, still something to fight. But overall, yeah, I'm surprised. I definitely thought it was about time. I definitely thought they would have by now. But maybe in the future, maybe they're just not doing anything like that until PoE 2.
That's what I'm worried
about. I don't know. I straight up do not try and predict what GG's ever doing because it seems like a pointless endeavor. It's always like, things happen when you think they shouldn't and things don't when you think they might. So like who knows. But yeah, I was expecting some, and I'd say I'm a little disappointed, but given the scope of the whole gem rework and stuff, it completely glossed over that negative for me.
Yeah, I mean, like exactly what you said, I would just copy paste that. Like you summed up exactly how I feel, so I don't have anything to add to that personally. But Steel.
So going into the announcement, I asked the chat. I asked them, "What is the problem that PoE needs to solve now, like PoE 1?" And they said it's stale, right? It's a bit boring. The meta hasn't changed much. I would say this is a direct addressing of that. They've like overwhelmed us with new weird fun stuff to play around with. I think it just took priority, and they ultimately the scope they couldn't do both, and they just picked that. This is when we would normally be due for some big like you said, like boss thing. Usually the December League, it's kind of like a yearly big mini expansion, right? But like I said, I think this Chris Wilson a while back said something about scope. This is probably that, right? They just keeping it simple with addressing what needs to be done. And it seems like people are happy too. I mean, the subreddit's like super excited. I'm super excited. Like I'm playing a familiar build, SRS Explodey, but that's just the start, right? I'm gonna not quite Mathel a build every 4 days, but I'm definitely gonna experiment more and figure out fun, cool combinations.
Just die more, Steel, and then there'll be a build every 4 days.
True. I'll do ultimatum 13 waves. So
do it. There's a mage blood at wave 13. Trust me. Go for it.
Holy dude.
It's funny you say they didn't have enough time because of content. Whenever they literally announced the new gem system and then they started making them, like literally in the last 1 week they made all these gems. So I mean, I feel like they clearly were just doing stuff on PoE. I mean, well, they were obviously developing the new league, right? And then
is that what they said? 1 week
they just started making
all the gems.
Yeah, they've been making all these gems. They just started making the shit, right?
No, but they said they were still making.
They were like,
them.
they were just gonna. They're still. They said, "Oh, we're gonna do 1 to 2 per thing." Most of them haven't been made yet, and we just started making them. Am I crazy?
I think it's more to do with like formatting them for a post and having them ready to like show off in that way. I don't think it's about like actually creating them in game.
Well, am I crazy? Maybe I'm cooked.
My impression was they're not all ready. But like, spoiler alert, they work on the league up until the last 2 days.
Yeah,
Like they were
I agree,
working on
and
the league mechanic like
Yeah,
2
yeah.
days ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we're doing the lead mechanic and getting that all juiced up and everything. That's all done. And I think the jam thing was like, yo, we have this really cool idea. Like, we're gonna remove this shit, take this out, and do this. And then they just
No
started. The way he
shot.
described it, he was like, "Yo, we're just gonna start making the fucking gems, boy." But yeah,
Nah,
no, you
I don't
was
think so.
answering the question though. I do you know that I hadn't even thought about. Normally, I'm always talking about new bosses and all this, and I'm always on going about meta shakeups.
Yeah.
I got so stun locked by all the new gems that I genuinely, up until this point, hadn't even thought about the boss thing, and I'm not even bothered by the fact there because of the fact that there was all these, balance changes, which is I think they need to be doing this fucking not this at this scale.
That does make sense though,
but
because you haven't done them
balance
yet.
every league.
Yeah, I was gonna make the same joke.
Yeah, okay, good, yeah.
Bosses to kill,
Okay,
man. So that's why it's
Ultimately,
it feels
yeah, okay. I'm not speed running, losing my virginity to some cheap ass hooker, bruv. Okay, all right. It's gonna be an ethical off meta.
You're
nice
saving
as fuck
yourself,
build.
dude. You're putting
I'm
that
saving
pussy
myself.
on a pedestal. You don't do that.
I am
You get
saving
in there and
myself, man.
enjoy it.
Okay.
You raw dog as soon as possible. Fucking, that's how you live in life, isn't it? Why are you
Jesus
doing your video
Christ.
games so different?
What do you mean? I do. Okay, I'm not going to go too parasocial and too personal here, but okay. What are you trying to, like, okay. Abby is a special wee girl, all right? And I definitely, all right. Don't get me started on that, okay? She is, okay, a queen, all right?
She's a lovely
queen.
woman, and yep, had fun hanging out with her, and
Exactly.
I can't believe she watches your stream and is still there.
That's
Is
true.
what I'll say.
Same.
Like
She's
you're
a hate
you're
watcher.
a different beast IRL,
She's one of us.
to some extent. But if she watches plenty of stream and she's just like, he's just like that on stream, then God bless her for being able to separate that.
Jesus Christ.
That was
fucking
good.
hell.
That was good. You set us up so hard for that. That was amazing.
I knew. I was already thinking it in my head. I was like, he's gonna say some shit, isn't he? I can see like a little fucking shit grin on your fucking face. Okay, bro. Fucking hell.
Do you know what though? I will say I miss doing IRL streams with you. That was some of the funnest shit I've done.
That's some good times, bro. Some good
That
times.
was really good.
I'm glad we didn't get banned for showing anything. You know.
That was more
all right.
surprising.
Dude.
You guys are hanging out all the time now, you say. Why don't you guys do IRL streams over there? Like, your little squad. Do some shit. No?
I'm
like
trying.
outside methyl.
To be fair, okay.
Hmm?
Getting Steel to do things can be kind of hard. Like the podcast, he's just like default used to, but getting Steel to do other things can be kind of hard.
That's not true at all.
Because he'll do this thing. He'll do this
Okay, to be
thing where
clear,
if I will, he'll do this thing where I'll ask him to do something, and it takes him, I would say, anywhere from like 2 to 8 weeks to commit. And he'll like maybe like first respond positively, like, yeah, that sounds cool. And then I'll be like, so do you want to lock that in? And he'll be like,
Wait, what did I take 8 weeks to respond to do IRL stuff?
Oh shit.
Explain.
I don't have a good example right now.
No, name one. Okay,
Um,
one where I didn't respond and give you an answer about doing something IRL in a week.
Viro, help. I like, I'm trying to find specific examples now.
Okay, a day then. Even a day. You say, yo, still
Oh,
want to
even
go
a
for a
day? The
walk?
last time we played Bro SF, you were like back and forth loads.
But I did the bro
Yeah.
stuff. What do you mean?
And then,
You
yeah.
straight through right
I'm not saying
away.
you don't. I'm saying you take a long time to actually commit to it.
But I do it when the date is due.
Yeah. But
What do
I
you
am
mean?
actually looking into getting like an IRL stream setup to do
But
stuff like that.
Okay, all right. Mark this on the calendar. Marriage counseling.
Yeah. Might need some. You guys are living in different realities,
Yeah.
apparently.
Jeez.
Ziz thinks Steele's taken all this time and he doesn't respond and he's
Jeez.
not needing
He's
my
very bad at
attention, and
responding.
Steele's
He'll
like,
say that himself.
I've been there every
He's
single
very bad at
day, and
responding.
Well, then, I don't know. Part of it can just be like, yo, we're doing this thing. You wear the pants around here, right, Ziz? Fucking put your foot down and be like, yo, Steele, we're going out this weekend, Oh, shit, we're going to go fucking to the driving range. We'll bring in the IRL backpack or, shit like that. It's fucking easy. He's not going to say no. He'll just be like, oh, I'm busy watching the stream that day.
The only words that come out of my mouth is yes and my lord. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
take
how does that
advantage
make
of
you
that,
feel?
Ziz.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do want to get IRL streaming set up, so we're looking into that. We were going to have one for XLCon, and I was gonna like bring that with me, but it just like it got like yoinked by customs and then ended up getting sent back. So I was like, okay, great.
Yep.
It was actually super weird, by the way, because it got delivered. So this is like New Zealand customs. It got delivered to the GDD offices. Something went wrong. They picked it back up and took it back into customs and then sent it back home. And I'm like, huh? So,
Yeah, NZ Cousins is fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been trying to get gamer subs in here, boy. Let me tell you, I've been trying to get some code fat gamer subs. And every single time they fucking
Don't
impound that
shill
shit.
your
Now,
garbage here.
what they're like, what are these drugs? What are
Basically.
these fucking what is this bullshit? Like what like titty milk? Are you trying to like get milk products that are shipped through a box? All this
Quinn,
weird
can you
shit.
respond to allegations that titty milk flavor doesn't taste like titty milk? Can you respond?
Oh fuck, yo, dude. It's not real titty milk, guys. All right, it's not. I hate to break it to you guys. It's actually just some artificial bullshit.
I just refunded my order. Sorry, man.
Unethical.
But hey, it makes you better at gaming. All right, that's all that matters at the end of the day, team.
Nice.
Code fat.
I didn't know you had a sponsor.
But
Yeah, I got a
now,
sponsor.
Oh, awesome. Is there any other topics people want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Did you guys try Greater Rifts in D4?
I didn't.
Yo, I saw people. I shouldn't be excited about this. People were disappointed.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I just love keeping track of this stuff and being like, let's see what they did this time. And it looked like it was going to be a good enough mechanic to bring back because it was successful, but it's been like hated on pretty well and truly. So I mean, I don't know, I'm a hate watcher of D4, so I just enjoy seeing.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Right?
I don't know when I became a hate watcher. I used to like D4. I think I watched too much Quinn or something.
Do you watch a lot of Quinn?
What?
You do watch a
Oh
lot
my god!
of Quinn.
I'm not.
Well, Quinn,
I don't hate watch D4.
You used to like D4, and you slowly were turned, and now I'm turned
Okay.
too.
No, I was
It wasn't
worried.
very
I was
slow,
always
dude.
jaded.
It turned when the drops turned off. Then
No,
D4 sucked.
shut the
Almost
fuck up.
immediate.
The timing
I was
does line up.
jaded. Go back to all my videos. Every single one of every video I've posted on D4, I've been consistent. The entire time I've been jaded. I've been saying, like, before it even came out, before we played it, I was like, this is a console game ported to a fucking PC. And it looks like it hasn't gone much depth. It looks like itemization is complete trash. And they had to fix this and that. They didn't fix any of this shit. It is a console game ported to PC. They are, just fucking milking the fuck out of it. Ultimately, I was always jaded on the game. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't a goal. There was certainly a period of time where it was fun to play. Okay. And it was a small period of time, maybe in the beta and then in the early when it first came out. But then after that, it's like ultimately it kind of just sucks massive cock.
See, for me, it's
That's the
still
reality.
fun from anything that like 10 to 30 hours. And then I'm just hoping that like the more they add, it'll go like plus 5 hours, plus 5 hours. And I'll just have like, I don't know, anywhere between 10 to 50 hours every season. I do like a lot more than D3. Like I fucking loathe D3. So at least for me, it's like
D3 is
enjoyable.
D3 is superior. D3
hate
is
it.
better
I hate
item
it
progression,
so
better.
much.
D3.
I would agree with Quinn. D3
That's fine.
currently is actually a better game.
That's fine. I hate it.
Yeah. I think you're on the wrong end of the stick at the moment, sis.
That's fine.
It's,
That's fine. I just absolutely
like D3 feels kind of more short-lived, but for the time you play it, it's just like more dopamine hits. You're just there for like a week going, yeah, this is pretty fucking fun, and then it just stops, right? Whereas D4, pretty much the entire time, you're just like, I don't know, like.
I like D4 more than D3, but that's fine. We can disagree on that. That's fair.
Sure.
I just like, for me, I don't know. At least D4 gives me the illusion of choice. I really hate the way set items are in D3. That like,
sure.
really,
That
D4
sucks,
is set items as well.
well, that like ruins it
I mean,
for me.
What
Regardless,
I'm saying, D4. Oh, you go.
the other big point is that D4, the game that you think is better, is just slowly and has been slowly over the past few months and will be slowly introducing mechanics from D3 to make it better and the
fair.
things that it's missing. So it's just going to turn into D3 at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's why I'm dreading
it's gonna
set
take
items.
time.
I think set items, and I'm done.
But you understand that you are playing with set items. If this is your whirlwind does 200% more damage on one unique,
Sure.
and then it says your whirlwind sucks things in on this unique. It's like it's a pseudo set item at that point, right?
It is, but
That's
I
already
do
in the
think it's a
game.
better way of doing it. Because
Okay.
like
I mean,
here's your Tall Rush's
the tie-up
armor
is
set.
effective.
You have no more upgrades. At least I'm continuously looking for upgrades to those slots and then getting the aspect again.
Yeah, but I mean, it still is a set item, but it's not a set item. But yeah, I get you saying. Would you understand? You can do the same thing, right? With the set item, you can get better versions and worse versions of the same set item. So
It
it's
just
it's the
feels
same
better to
thing.
me.
It's just okay.
As
I
long
guess
as
you
it
don't like
feels
green.
better for my brain, I'm happy.
Okay,
That's all. But yeah,
fair enough.
now that we've sullied the podcast with D4 talks, I think we can wrap it
Yeah,
up
the
here.
podcast is not about anything. We can talk about fucking D4 if we feel like it. Don't live in a box, Ziz. This isn't just pure Path of Exile.
That little like window he has, that's his whole like life. That little box.
Yeah,
that
I
I
believe
love
camera.
it.
my box. I am
Yeah.
a camera. What?
Let me out.
That's good. I'm very excited for tomorrow. It feels good to be back on PoE.
Yo, I actually get a question, a practical question. What do you guys think is like important to have set up before a league? Like, if you're a fucking pretend like you're a new player, right? And you're like, okay, I need to fucking have everything prepped before the league starts. What do I need to have ready and set up? And like, well, if you're making a list of things to have done before it actually starts, what would that be?
Filter.
You need to know how you are going to get the gear that you plan to have to tackle, like, let's say Maven. What gear do you want to have when you kill Maven, and how are you going to get it? That would be my advice to you.
Okay.
You need a
How to
roadmap,
get-
you
yeah.
reckon?
Well, just like if you have a chest, how are you going to get it? Like, are you just going to run heist? That's not going to work. You need to like think prefix, suffixes, essence, harvest, etc. I know you said you don't run harvest, but it didn't have to be harvest. You could, but you just need to know. You're not going to randomly stumble across your Maven gear. It's not going to just randomly happen, which is the whole point of the conversation we just had. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
So-
Steel's tree. The Atlas tree.
I mean, I can send it to you.
Whoa.
It hasn't changed for a long time.
Are you actually
the-
asking for yourself or just like a hypothetical new player fucking conversation?
Oh
here?
no, I am. I genuinely am. I'm making a list of things I want to do before the league starts. I'm just thinking, like, I'm trying to,
Meal
cross
prep.
my eyes and dot my T's. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so the question isn't about a new player, because that's what I thought we
Well-
were taking, and that's why Ziz is just like, yeah, filter. I'm like, yeah, filter's definitely one of the first things you need to do.
Filter,
Then I was gonna
yeah.
be like, have the wiki open and have your guide ready, that type of shit. You
Yeah,
don't
I was
need
thinking
that.
new player as well.
Yeah,
Well, I thought we were talking about like Quinn League starting. Are we?
I was not taking Quinn from a negative point of view from his
It was
thing
inferred in
straight away.
the way I questioned it. Okay, man. I thought that was the meme, right? I'm not. I'm asking for a friend. Okay, dude.
Okay.
Shit.
Well, yeah, if you said you were asking for a friend, I would have absolutely understood where you were going with that.
I thought you were making a video guide.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No. Fuck no.
Yeah. New player friendly video guide from Quinn69.
I'm
You know-
hiding my
That's
guy. I'm hiding
coming
my
to a
bill, bro.
store near you.
Crazier things have happened, dude.
True.
Yeah.
I
What
think
else?
you'll be fine. Quinn.
Meal prep.
You've got it taken care of. Yeah.
Yeah. Meal prep's good. Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, good
This is
music, good
Uber Eats, right?
playlist.
Well, Quinn has all this.
Yeah,
he's,
The mods do that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Let's see. What other advice could I give you?
Start brainstorming topics for you to fucking talk about, because that's where you end up, maybe trailing
Read.
off on certain things. Once you're just like farming maps and shit instead of just things that pop into your head, go look at the list of topics. All right, boys, we are now going to discuss some extremely
Ukraine.
brub-
Oh,
yeah,
no.
exactly.
It went there so fast.
Bruh.
Holy.
So to maybe potentially avoid that, you talk about cock size or something, or you talk about fucking a certain
I'll
type of
send you
build
some
or
pictures,
games
Quinn.
or
Give you something to
game
talk
awards. I don't know.
Oh my
I mean,
Oh my
yeah,
dude,
that
this
hasn't been
motherfucker and
verified,
his-
Ziz, for the record. You small cock having motherfucker who's pretending
shit.
otherwise.
Oh, you want pictures?
Tell him how it is. Tell him how it is.
You don't
I'm
have
telling,
the
dude. I keep telling.
balls.
I did actually, you know what? That was one of the scariest things. For those that don't know, Mathil posted a birthday picture, and Mathil is a super sexy man. So he posts like a super hot picture on Twitter, super thirst trap. And I'm sitting looking at this and I show it to my wife and I'm like, it's my birthday too. I should do the same thing. And she's like, do it. And I'm like, really? She's like, I'll take the picture right now. You won't. And I was like, fuck it, I will. And I did. And people were very nice. That was body positivity right there. This is very scary.
Right.
Are you even
Yeah,
nervous when doing something like that? Or are you just like, yeah, this is what people want to see, man?
No, it's not. That's not how I live my life. You'd see way more photos if I was something like that. You know,
That's fair.
it's a pretty rare occasion, and yeah, no, I'm still definitely like, I don't know if I should be doing this, and how am I going to look doing this?
Yeah.
You know, the optics of doing that as a male streamer, you know, you get certain.
Yeah, 100%. Because I remember on mine, somebody posted, "What a terrible day to have eyes," and I was like, "Oh no!"
I mean,
it was fun.
yeah. I don't know what that's got to do with you fucking not posting cock pics, but okay, nice story, dude. Where's the cock pics?
All right.
Deflection.
I'm too scared, dude. I'm too scared. I don't want that out there.
Well,
Next
then
Exalgon.
fucking
Next Exalgon.
join the rest of us in small dick land, because you do not have what you say you have.
Pulled out.
Do I?
No.
Stop, no. Okay, you can't, if you can't back it up, you all talk, bro. Okay, that's not how it works. Okay, you got 23 cm. There's people, I looked up videos of people with 23 cm. Their entire life is based around their cock size. They have documentaries made about them. Okay?
Alright, just
Oh,
whip it
shit.
out. Whip it out.
Why do you have a measuring tape?
Oh, I just have
Feel
one
the-
now.
he needs to know what's happening before he deals with it, you know?
All right,
Oh
we're being
my
derailed so hard. I think we'll end it here. This is great. I love doing this every 3 months, even if you guys are hard to bring on sometimes. Bethel, where can people find more of your content?
Pretty much just my stream these days, you know? Twitch.tv Mathel1. I barely post YouTube shit. I mean, there's YouTube shit, but yeah. And then Instagram is mostly climbing. So Mathel exists, Twitter, Instagram, Mathelification, YouTube. But just tune into the stream. That's where I do stuff. Mathel1.
Quinn?
Wait, I've already hit maximum saturation on my Twitch channel here in the Path of Exile category. So, but do you know what? I need more subscribers on my YouTube channel. So that's Quinn69TV. YouTube.com/Quinn69TV. Top tier content there. Reacts.
It's not Path of Exile related. Yeah.
There will be some Path of Exile clips there, I'm sure. Maybe some rip clips. You never know what could go on there. YouTube.com. Yeah, no, who cares? Anyway.
Steel?
Yep.
I don't really stream much anymore, so you can just find me shit posting on Twitch, I guess.
Or in Quinn's
Just
chat?
randomly. Yeah, that's the common one, but I go all over the place, so.
Just join Quinn's chat at SteelMage, and you can ask him whatever you want at any time of day, and I'm sure he'll respond.
All right.
Yep.
And I am Zizaran, and I will be posting loads of League starters that'll make you do more damage than Quinn69. So if you want that, there you go. Awesome. That was perfect. We'll wrap it up there.
What the fuck? You're not Mathels is, okay? You're not the high DPS guys is. You're the fucking Essence Strain guy, all right? Don't even get
That's a
all
long
right. If
time
you're gonna
ago.
talk about
I have
DPS,
like
all right,
30,
you wait
40
till this league.
million. 30, 40 million
You wait
damage last league.
Yeah, well, you wait. That's Wild
On what,
Strike, not
A
only
build?
POBing.
Yeah, I know. Some of us make it happen. Awesome. So this
We'll
was
see.
fun. I
We'll
had
see.
fun. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys later.